Okay.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
I think it's not that often we do a morning episode, right?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is one
really?
about
Yeah. It's for you, Logeetha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Lo from now on,
Okay, sure.
right? Lo is such a
Low.
it's a cool name to it, cool tone to it. Yeah. Lo.
Lo and behold, today we have
Lo.
Logeetha
Logeetha, yeah.
Puns galore.
from PichaEats.
Yes.
Yes. Formerly known as the Picha Project. Yes. And today we are here to Teroka lah, the refugees situation in Malaysia. And of course actually I tried PichaEats before.
Oh.
Yeah, I've ordered we ordered for our Christmas dinner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Wasn't too bad. Quite nice.
When Christmas dinner, during Christmas time or like after? Which set, do you remember?
After Christmas, I think.
Who ordered?
That would be my current girlfriend, fiance.
Current girlfriend.
Yeah.
Fiance. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say you ordered, what do you mean you ordered? You went somewhere that there was an event where they were at?
No, we just had
No,
like a
like
little
delivery
dinner
lah.
party,
Right.
and then like there were like food from places that I don't know,
Uh-huh.
Yep.
that I never tasted before. That is like, oh, so
What's
this
this weird
is
thing?
Middle Eastern dumplings. You know?
Oh, right.
That's why I tried to like connect
Yeah.
back.
I
Right.
actually had those too at
Yeah.
like another friend's party.
Huh.
Those dumplings, yeah.
Yeah.
From Picha?
From Picha.
Are you serious?
What's
Yeah.
it called? Do you have
Mantu.
dumplings? Yes.
It's Afghan dumplings, yes.
Is that dumplings?
Afghan dumplings.
Afghan dumplings.
Some people come like, this is mantau. I'm like, no. Mantu.
It's weird, right? It's weird that different cultures, same way of cooking,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like the Italians didn't invent pizza. Everybody is
Yeah.
putting shit on
On
bread all the
bread.
time.
Yeah.
Already, right?
Yeah.
And things like pasta.
Yeah.
Please.
Everybody says pasta, Italian. Like Chinese guys were doing noodles way back, man.
Actually, that's what I heard, man. You know Marco Polo went to China, right? Then he had to go back to Italy and he has to transport noodles, you know.
And because he had to,
And
he had
that's
to
how
do
it
a swap.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has to like, you know,
Yeah.
change things a bit. So, you know, it wasn't like a how many hours flight today from China.
Yeah, obviously
right?
not. It's like my
It
months.
was like months, yeah.
Flight.
Flight.
Yeah.
Months flight.
Yeah, boat. Ship. Let's get this right. If there are children listening, it's a ship.
Bro, can you imagine months flight being stuck in the plane for months? In the outright position, you know. You get our time every maybe 2 hours. Take turns. You know.
Must be weird. But yeah. I mean, Marco Polo are said to have brought pasta from China to Italy, and then it became this whole European thing, right?
Yeah. Because he doesn't know how to make bihun. But he had some of that bihun, man, and he was like, oh, this shit can sell, bro. This shit can sell.
And then it became angel hair pasta.
Yeah. And you know, fettuccine is just kway teow.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I had I had a waiter who explained to me like that.
Like
back
kway
when I was
teow?
young, yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
basically an Italian kway teow lah. Right?
Let's make it more relatable.
Yeah, because when I was
It's true.
younger,
The shape
like,
is correct.
yeah, it's correct. Yeah, when I was younger, I was in a restaurant and I think it was, I can't remember. It's just a Italian restaurant lah, and I think I went like fettuccine. He was like, Italian kway teow.
Okay, I will order that now.
He's like, he knows, you know, these people don't know what the hell is going on, you know. That time Italian food was like all the craze back then.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you had
Everyone
Italian
goes
food,
Italianese.
yeah, it's like a cool thing, you know. So the in thing today is it?
Picha food, yeah. I don't know what's the in thing today. I think the in thing today is getting to better food, not eating junk anymore. Maybe.
Yes, I think it's healthier food, but it's also, I think, people tend to like pretty food more than, you know, any
Yeah.
other food. On
Yeah,
top of
maybe.
it being healthy, it has to look good
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and you know places where they have like food that looks good.
Yeah.
But-
Taste shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I won't eat that.
Yeah, I went to one yesterday which I will
Yeah.
not name.
Yeah.
Right, they have long queue everything one, you know, their
Can
business.
tell me under the table?
Can,
I want to
can,
know so I
can.
don't go.
And then, like, I ordered something called a bacon cheesecake.
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck is this now? Then I had the bacon cheese. I'm like, it's like gimmicky, you know. It looks nice, Like if I Insta it, it's like,
But is it
look
savory
at
or
me.
sweet?
Both.
Like candied bacon-ish?
Not really also. It's kind of weird. I don't get it. I was like, maybe they're trying to do too much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying too hard.
So anyone had like those bacon ice creams and the nasi lemak ice creams before?
Nasi lemak ice cream.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't want to eat it. I'm like,
Bacon ice
what?
cream I tried. Like,
I think bacon ice cream sounds doable.
it's quite sedap.
Right?
And then they drizzle honey on top.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because you can make like candied bacon that's...
Crunchy.
It's more like the texture bacony, but it doesn't really taste so bacony. Yeah. Should be fine.
Yeah.
So, PichaEats then. Like, what kind of bacon do you guys make?
None. Yeah, halal. Halal, repeating halal, no bacon, no alcohol,
Yeah, no pork lard.
no pork lard, no nothing.
Hopefully there's no confusion also.
That's good.
Yeah.
I guess. Appeal to everybody. So basically what do you guys do? You guys get in touch with refugees who are already in Malaysia and
Yes.
then cook up a storm.
If you want to summarize, yes. But since we got 2 hours to kill.
Yeah. Give us some details.
That was the story,
Okay,
bro.
so the process itself is that from the beginning of time, it was UN that gave us the contacts to reach out to.
Okay.
Because what happened was now we are, I think, operational like about almost 4 years. And before that, like 2 years before Picha even started, like the co-founders, they were volunteering first in like the refugee learning center. So they were kind of credible people that when they did ask the UN for contacts, like is there anyone who want to cook or something like that to earn an income, the UN didn't mind giving because they weren't people who appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't like random people who just wanted to like exploit refugees or make money out of them. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And they were students anyway at that time. And it was more like, it was known now like these are genuine people who have been helping all this while already, and now they have this idea of maybe we can cook. Right? And that's how the initial thing started. And then once it started growing bigger and bigger, it became more of people like from the community used to tell other people.
Yeah.
And
So
people also see it
referral.
like on Facebook, and then
Right.
like some locals might know like refugees living in their building or something like that, and then they reach out to us as well. Yeah. So it was more like the community started knowing what we were doing, and then people started like, you can consider it as applying to join Picha. Yeah. Because the process of someone actually becoming a chef here would be like anywhere between like 2 to 4 months ish
2 to 4 months?
to actually like us selling the food. Picha selling the food, start
having
selling
it
the
on
food
your
outside.
menu,
Yes.
basically.
Because it's a lot of like background things that we have to work through.
And when was this? Like, when was this started? You mentioned that the founders were volunteering.
So if
That
it's
was like-
this is like the 4th year. This is
So
now the 4th year, 2015.
2015-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, 2015, early 2015. And they were volunteering like 2013, 2012-ish onwards. So they were teaching. So their volunteer job was teaching. And here, like in Malaysia, refugees can't go to school. Like the kids cannot go to public school.
Okay.
Right? So because they cannot go to public school, then if they were to go anywhere else, they have to pay expat fee, like international school.
Right.
Which they of course don't have because they cannot work. Right.
Yes. So how are you going to pay for international school if you got no money anyway?
You
so
have
that
to
means you're
rely
So
on...
it kind of fucked up.
yeah.
Right.
So you come into this country and then you're just like,
Actually, how do they end up here? Can you share some?
I think,
Can.
refugees are, like, they are already worse off
yeah.
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're not. Like I heard, like in Europe, you get treated okay, right? You can still get a job.
No,
Was it?
yeah, I
Or-
think you can still get a job.
Yeah, because here it's
sometimes.
like there's no
but people maybe don't want to hire you anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think technically, like,
Yeah.
it's sound. They allow you entry. Like, there's this, I forget what's it called. There's this ratification that they have done, right? As long as you step into a country,
the EU, you mean?
in the EU,
Yeah.
as long as you step into the country, you are deemed to be like, you have landed
Yep.
and you can't be kicked out.
Right.
So there are a lot of people who, how they try to get in is just try to scale a fence and just
Yep.
throw themselves
Yep.
across.
'Cause if
And
they
once
hit
they're
the
in
ground-
Germany,
Correct.
Yeah.
They are in Germany now.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
in Germany, and like life is sorted.
Yeah, but in Malaysia right now, we the whole Rohingya crisis, we turned them away, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was like on and off. So some people like earlier in the beginning, like I think it started like maybe 2014, 15-ish. It was really, really bad. So like in 2015, like one of the, I don't know, people call them the people, okay? We call them the people. One of them
Big
said
brother,
that
you mean like-
the big people,
The big brothers.
the big brothers up there.
Okay.
They said that no, you cannot enter anymore.
Right.
But then it wasn't really easy to stop people who are coming on boats, you know.
Yeah.
How are you going to stop everyone that's coming on boats? And then I think the country's face also will be a bit...
Yeah.
Imagine like you're like blocking everyone, you just cannot enter the country.
Yeah.
And it's clearly like they are seeking refuge. So then we started allowing them in.
Mm.
Like the boats, the ones that were walking and all that, we started allowing them in with certain checks or something. But maybe the whole issue started happening was because there is no any guideline for people to follow. Like how to let people in, what happens once they come in, or where do they go when they come in. There is nothing.
So right now there's just none.
You just come in. And then they know that they have to go to the UN to get their UN card.
Which is UNHCR.
Yes, UNHCR. And then
In Bangsa.
that is in KL.
In KL,
Yeah.
which like even if you go to
Yeah.
UNHCR to get a card, it could take you a year,
Yes.
2 years to get a
It
card.
takes a year and a half to 2 years
Yeah.
because it's the interview process itself is long. And they have to go back there multiple times. So when people say like in Malaysia now there's like UN registered refugees about like 170,000. I don't know. Are you on Google? You can just Google this number out. It changes every day.
No, not Google, but yeah.
Yeah, about 170,000 plus. And the thing is people need to know that these are the people that actually made it to KL. So there's obviously a lot of people who just stayed in different
Yeah.
states and never like walked back here and
Because
just
apparently
somehow
like
made
you
a
can
living there.
refugees from Sumatra can just take a boat and like
Yeah.
reach Selat Malacca in like
Yeah.
under an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the closest point, like between this place called Dumai in Sumatra and PD or Malacca, only is about 45 minutes on a boat.
On a boat that
Yeah,
you
30 minutes.
mendayung kind of
you
boat.
can see, yeah, like a
The big
Is
dangerous.
it? Or like the motorboat? Like
maybe a motorboat,
Right, okay.
like a sampan with
yeah, with the one that you can
1.5
pull. Yeah.
engine, but yeah, you can literally see across and you can see Malaysia there. So imagine-
that's where we are going.
It's like the-
Oh, it's like you go off like offshore Johor or something and you can see
Yeah.
Singapore. Oh, Singapore. Don't go there.
But wait, hold on. Who's a refugee though?
Who's the refugee? Okay,
Who
what is a refugee?
Can
What-
like a Bangladeshi guy who could come on like a work
No
thing,
lah.
he could just show up at UNHCR and
Yeah.
say that he's a
No.
refugee?
no, right?
Can't.
What's the criteria?
Because
to-
it's like it's very clearly defined that they need to be either like the country is in war or their community is like persecuted. Okay, so like for example, like in people from Palestine and Afghanistan and all that, it's war. It's not like they just persecute a certain group or whatever. Like Syria is a civil war, and then there's international forces involved. But Myanmar is purely like against
Ethnic.
a certain
yeah,
is persecution against that Rohingya ethnic group.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like the Buddhist Myanmar side doesn't want to recognize the
quite
Muslim
crazy,
Myanmar side. And then the military there is denying that they're doing anything. But
But
Which is like,
very obviously they are doing.
like yeah.
yeah.
So there is those kind of things where you fall under refugee situation or maybe even natural disasters. So you can fall under like 3 or 4 different categories where
like
it has to
flood,
be that
earthquake
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So but it has to be that you are running away for your life. It cannot be that you're running to better things or whatever. Like it cannot be like your life was maybe you were just like in poverty or something and you're like, oh, Malaysia has better economic prospects. And then we will go there now and we will call ourselves refugees so we get to stay there.
I see.
Right? It cannot be in that sense.
But even if
That's
you,
the UN's criteria lah. That's
I
the
see.
UN. So you must always understand that the UN, the government now is separate things.
yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the refugees sometimes when they come in, they don't know that
they thought UN is the government.
they think that a lot of them think that they can work here one. Because they're allowed in, the assumption directly is that you can work in Malaysia. Or you can find illegal jobs lah. You can get employed anyway, like in restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
easy, right? Sometimes they pay cash. But
Yes.
it's easy to be exploited.
Yeah,
as well. They're
it
not
happens all the
protected.
time. Yeah. Because if let's say the restaurant guy is like, oh, we didn't make money today. So, or this month, no money.
Yeah,
Don't
too
pay
bad.
it, lor. Yeah.
And like I've heard, so I had a bunch of cousins who were volunteering or
Right.
working at UNHCR as well. For a long time, I think more than a year there. And they used to always tell me stories of super fucked up, man. Super fucked up. People like the refugees who just got their UNHCR card, they will be harassed by the police.
Yup.
Whatever money that they have,
Yup.
you know,
Harassed by the police.
police.
Yep.
Because the police know that these guys have got no,
Legal
you know,
status here.
yeah, and
Yeah.
no legal recourse.
Yeah. And they can be
can't-
like, oh, maybe this is a fake paper, the UN card. Or maybe this is just fake. How would I know? So nothing stops the cops or the government or anyone from detaining refugees because there is no law to protect. And the UN is there to go there and say that these people are refugees and according to like the international laws, you don't have to put them in jail because they didn't do anything wrong. They're not illegal.
Yeah.
I prove to you that they have come to the UN and this card is real. Please let me take them out.
Yeah.
So that's the UN's function in a way.
But
they cannot stop them from going
yeah,
in
I mean,
if the cops want to.
So there'll be so many like cases like this I can imagine.
Yeah.
If like someone
All
to
the
fuck
time.
with the refugees all the
Yeah,
time.
they just want money. I think it's
Jesus.
just for money.
So I also was in Myanmar maybe like 4 years ago. 3-4 years ago. Of course, this is not like a refugee. I didn't meet people who were refugees,
Yeah.
but I met Myanmarese like people, Burmese people, who said Burmese people who said, "Oh, my son was in Malaysia," or "I was in Malaysia."
Yeah.
Right.
Malaysia is terrible, man.
Yeah.
Malaysia is terrible. And they like, "Malaysia, you from Malaysia?" "Oh, bad, so bad, no good."
But bro, have they tried the food or not?
One guy was even talking to me in Malay. In
Oh
Laos.
yes, they really, really pick up Malay so
And
fast.
yeah, like even now my goosebumps.
Ah.
But these guys was just telling me about being harassed by police,
Yep.
Yeah.
having their, of course these guys are not refugees, so they
Right.
had passports, but
Yeah.
they would have their passports kept with their employers.
Yeah,
Many
yeah,
people don't get it
Yes.
back.
Yeah. Because they scared the foreign worker run away.
Correct.
So you have all these problems, especially last time when I was in construction. Yeah.
Why is this like a dark past story that you're...
No, I was in corporate. I was just thinking how to say it. I don't know.
But I can
What's
relate
this, like a bad
because
time
I'm
in
in
your
the
life?
plantation industry.
Right,
as
there's a
well.
lot of these kind of cases. They will just come in and some of them chow. Actually, there's a
Right.
very funny story that I heard from my
Yes.
friend who's got a maid
Yeah.
and the dad tried to be nice lah.
Yes. Yes,
Right,
I've heard also.
take
yes.
care, everything. Then the guy was like, the maid was like, confess, oh, I got that, this and that. Then I said, never mind lah, you just work here, I help you clear your debt. The next day, the guy chow already.
Yeah, it's quite normal one.
Yeah, so it's like, do good thing, bro.
All the time, yes.
Yeah, but
But then there's the good stories also lah. I mean, you cannot choose how other people act. You just choose how you act lah.
yeah, I think
I guess that's the end of it.
I think what is really hard is that when you are, I mean, nobody wants to be at the position where they are a refugee, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Right, and
Duh.
yeah, and especially harder if you are an accountant, you are someone
Yes.
of status in society. Then somehow there's a war, and then somehow you're on the run,
Yes.
and then you owe some fucker money or some shit, and then
Yep.
you have to be a maid.
Yes.
And then that guy help you pay off with that, then he's like, fucking leg it lah. You know, I'm into my next race. I'm not gonna be a maid for the rest of my life.
Yes.
You know. So again, you can't stop people who have that kind of ambition, right? But it's a weird spot to be in, I feel.
Yeah.
And I guess at the end of the day, like a refugee, like what you said, is somebody who's running away from something.
Yeah, like they're trying to save their
something
life.
grave. Yeah. It's
You're trying
more
to
of a
save your life kind of
life-saving-
thing. It's not like, oh, that I can make money more there than here. Then I also can go to like, I don't know, somewhere else and say I'm a refugee and make no money.
Yeah, you ask for political asylum, right?
Yeah.
Say something like,
Yeah.
do you think that's
yeah, right.
Alvin's
Just-
plan?
Yeah,
You know?
right. I think you know.
Yeah.
plan, right?
It's just like, I'm going to say all this incredibly provocative shit, you know?
We have the chance here. The platform is open. Let's do it, guys.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, he's fighting that his life is at stake in
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Which is technically true lah.
is- Yeah.
But
I
also
think
kind of
it's
your
true.
fault lah. Why do
Yeah,
you go
we're
like
stupid, right?
Yeah, you already know, and you're smart enough to know that pork is a sensitive subject.
It's the long con,
Right.
man.
It's the long con.
I did say it's a con, yeah. Just speculating. So you say UNHCR does the cuts. And the government doesn't come in any, like, how does the government know how many refugees there are in
From the
Malaysia?
UN.
From the UN, that's it.
Kind of.
They don't track. They don't.
Because I understand that there are many NGOs as well.
Right. That also
there's
are aware about all
Vitals, you know, that will take care of this because they can't, the Rohingyan people, for example, can't go to school in Malaysia.
Yes.
So they open this
Yes, learning center
private
and stuff.
centers which are free
No,
for the children.
Depends.
Almost
Some
free.
are almost free, like maybe like $20 a month,
Like
kind of stuff.
Malaysians or other people would sponsor these
Yes,
kids and
correct.
adopt
Yes.
one. So aren't they in a way linked to the government? No.
No.
But these guys are just basically
NGOs.
Out of the kindness of their heart, they're doing this.
That's purely. I mean, like NGO stands for non-governmental organization.
Yeah. So
you know, but the thing is, okay, to the extent that I would like to say, right, even corporate CSR money that if you were going to get like tax exemption and stuff on the amount that you spend, if you use it on foreigners, which means refugees, you don't get the tax exemption.
No way.
Yep.
No,
So that is how much it's cut off.
What?
Yeah, if your beneficiaries happen to be refugees, the tax exemption wouldn't apply to you.
Even though like it's a legit NGO. If I give to like
you give
WWF Malaysia and
if
they
the
are doing
beneficiaries
something
are
no,
like-
if I'm not mistaken, the NGO has to be registered as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the exemption.
Yes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
most of these NGOs are already registered though. These are like legit, bank account, proper registration.
But like
I
if you
didn't know
can say
this,
the work
like,
is
the tax
here, like in
exemption.
Malaysia work, and it's like benefiting local communities, then it's okay one.
But if it's benefiting Rohingyans, I'm sending Rohingyans
I don't.
to
It
school.
doesn't. Like it really doesn't.
Damn.
Huh.
Like even like we've gone under like okay because we sell food, right? So what we found out is that if they were to spend CSR money specifically that goes to let's say the refugee learning center or something, they don't really get anything.
But what
Like
if you
tax-wise,
position
yeah.
yourself
That's
as
screwed
a
up.
tech company though? You know, I
And
don't.
then we don't fall under CSR.
Yeah.
We
How-
don't
how?
want to fall under CSR, so to speak. It's
Oh,
just that
right.
happened to be like an avenue that people brought up to explore,
Yeah.
and
because-
then it came about like, oh, maybe you can't really claim for tax exemption, so they will just use it as.
Because
normal
I don't
catering
imagine
and-
the IRB like check into all the NGOs and make sure they are benefiting, not foreigners.
on paper lah. It has to be because okay lah. Who does CSR and doesn't take photos and put on top somewhere?
Hi, you have a very good point.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to check anywhere. You
The
just
whole-
look on Facebook. You
The
know.
whole point of that is to, to like
that's
blow your
true.
horn a little bit
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
to take the bit right.
tell people
Yeah.
that I'm spending money here, I
Yeah.
guess.
But
But a lot, okay, the good thing is there is still a lot of companies like corporates wise that
don't it?
that they still do it anyway because they believe this is an unfair situation. It's just like anything like you can't say one race is bad, you can't say this group of people are bad, you can't say
Yeah,
you
but
can't say
that's-
like there's only one type of the
Yeah.
human race. Everyone is different type, different mindset. So it depends.
And there's assholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't matter what. So the whole Rohingya situation is like a bit weird.
It's very weird.
Because I always thought like Buddhist people probably are the most accepting kind. Because
Right.
it's kind of in the doctrine.
Right.
Yeah. It's
That's
kind
what
of
I
the
don't
first,
understand.
First few things. And for the longest time, I was like, proud to be Buddhist. And then when the Rohingya, oh, I guess they're assholes too.
Ajaran
That's
sesat.
right.
man.
That's the thing. There is nowhere.
Yeah.
In my head, that is exactly what I thought. I'm like,
Right, it's
okay
kinda
lah,
weird.
got Christian terrorists, got Muslim terrorists, got Hindu terrorists. I mean, you read the books and stuff, right? There's a lot of violence in it anyway.
Yeah.
It makes sense, whatever. I'm like, there's Buddhist terrorists.
Yeah.
I thought the guy sat under the tree for so long. Right?
Yeah. I guess that's. I guess like it's hard to escape that, it's like a team-based sport.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's just like Manchester United against City. Some of the fans get so crazy, so worked out. I'm like, bro, it's football lah.
Yes.
Right? But if you say, bro, it's just
My dad's always like,
Christian, bro. It's just Christianity lah, bro. Why you so worked up?
But it is a
Oh
little
my
bit
God.
different.
Yeah, bro, we got the backlash, bro.
It is a little bit different. Like in Laos, you
Yeah.
would see monks that will be smoking,
yeah,
which I don't know. It wasn't an image that I had.
like
associated
cigarettes.
in my
Like,
head.
talking about
Like
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Yeah, it's
and, like,
normal.
a nice Laos blunt. They have this like
Yes.
green tobacco leaf wrap
Yes.
thing. And like a monk is on a bus smoking this cigar,
Yes.
playing on his phone.
He has a phone.
He has a phone.
It's normal.
So like this, and then I learned that in Laos there are different types of Buddhism. So
Yeah.
and some accept this, some don't accept that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it is tradition though. Like in Buddhism, like monks have to be celibate. It's like a tradition. So in Japan, Zen monks can get married. Like they can have a family. Yeah. But if you go to a certain part in Korea, then it's like, no.
No way.
Yeah, no way. You have to be celibate. Yeah. It's like strange, right?
Everyone has different.
Yeah.
Definitions.
Yeah. But only coming back to
Yeah.
refugees, right? So if I'm a refugee today, somehow I made it into Malaysia, thinking that I can get a job,
Okay.
and then
Yes.
basically where would I stay? Like I'll just find any low class apartment.
Yes.
Just try to get in with usually they have cash on their own hand, is it?
Correct.
That's all
So
have.
they okay lah for the Rohingya ones, it's very much more dire because economically they weren't well off anyway. It's been going on very long. They've been living in poverty anyway, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So when they come here, they most likely like find their own community, like cramp up one house or live on the streets for a while, find odd jobs, stay in wherever they're working.
So if
right?
odd jobs, then what kind of jobs? Like
clean house, wash dishes or work in a restaurant again or something like that lah.
I see.
Anything that
temporary and cash.
anything that cash on the spot kind of things. Yeah, so they can do that kind of things. But the thing is with the Middle Eastern refugees, this is the ones that like when you say like what if they were accountant before? Or what if they were an engineer before, blah blah blah. And it is, they're like the families that are working with Picha itself, like there's a nurse, there's an accountant, there's a chemical engineer, there's a teacher, I mean it's normal lah. Like if you go and your friend's parents are working as what? Right? So it's that kind of situation.
And
so then the war starts, blah blah blah, they have to run away and they come here. Some of them know that there will be no jobs, but there is no choice anyway. Like I mean you have to go somewhere.
yeah.
Right? You have to leave. You don't really
Why
have a
not
choice.
Europe though? Why would they choose Malaysia?
I think it's situational that a lot of them at the time when they moved also, they cannot, like it wasn't a
An option.
yeah,
lah.
it wasn't really
It
an
was just
option.
this path.
Yes,
You're
yes,
on
yes.
the train or off the train.
Correct.
Yeah.
So and then another thing is Malaysia is also a Muslim country.
Right.
So they believe that in general it will be more accepting,
Yeah.
right?
And Muslim do have that whole like you take care of each other like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
brother
yeah.
kind of doctrine,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. So
which is very
locally
weird
it's-
when I feel like they turn
Yeah.
away Rohingyas, like I'm like, huh?
But I don't think they turn away Rohingyas.
They
though.
don't turn away, let them in.
Yeah. I feel.
But at that point
They
wasn't
wanted
that
to
the
lah in
news?
the beginning.
Yeah, there was the news. I was
Yeah.
shocked at the news.
Yeah, in the beginning
It was
they
in the
wanted
paper.
to,
It was like
and
a
then
yeah. I guess now they're.
But
they're in.
I think in a way like this is a good thing about religion then that
oh yeah.
Yeah,
at least the like Islam received
yeah.
Yes.
these groups, and people, even if they didn't want to, I think they were a little bit compelled to do it because of the religion
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
It's
especially coming from Laos, like these guys are not just like persecuted, they don't even have papers on
yeah,
them.
Nothing.
They are
You just
stateless.
they have always been like
like
persecuted.
no identity. That's it.
Yeah.
It's very very scary though.
Yeah.
Like as much as you're not attached to stuff, like if you don't have like a name and a paper, then what are you already now?
Yeah, it's quite scary also because like I'm thinking from the point of a refugee, you end up in this land, and it's like shit. What do I do? What would I do?
For me, the biggest question is how, like the families we are working with, like sometimes before we meet them, they have already been here like 3 years, 4 years sometimes. Yeah.
And somehow they're just getting by. Somehow
Like odd jobs, whatever they can find to do and things like that. Okay lah, maybe even 2 years or so, it's like I would have been a drug addict by now. Or like selling or pushing drugs or doing something illegal to get by. But
Yeah, I
they seem to
imagine,
have
like,
been clean.
prostitution is
Yeah.
quite a rife thing also, right?
I think
imagine.
among like the Myanmar refugees, like the kids and all, it's very, very susceptible, very easy because they go out all the time anyway. Anything can happen. Anything is happening also. You wouldn't really know.
Yeah, human trafficking.
Yeah, trafficking and all it definitely is lah. It's just that if we were to know exactly how it's happening, it wouldn't really happen.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's crazy, huh?
quite dark, huh?
It's very dark. I don't know
Yeah,
if you're
but no
aware
money.
of this current RCI thing, Royal Commission inquiry on the Wang Kelian
No.
graves.
No, what's this?
So back
Oh,
in
the-
2015, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2015. They basically uncovered mass graves
Yep.
up in Perlis
Yep.
by the Thai border.
Mm.
And these were, literally holes in the ground with 300 people
Yep.
in each
all
hole.
piling.
And all these people were refugees, people trying to get into Malaysia.
Yes.
And somehow this place turned into a detention camp
Jesus.
that is
Christ.
allegedly run by authorities themselves. So these people would come on a boat, by land. They usually maybe take a boat to Thailand,
Right.
get off somewhere in Thailand,
and
and
then
then
walk
try
over.
to track
Yes.
down
Mm.
through the jungle. And when these guys would be, noticed by the authorities, they would be detained and they would have to pay something like $5,000, $7,000
Yes.
per person.
And
to
where
get
are you
into
going to find
Malaysia.
that seriously?
And
You ask-
this is no legal money, nothing.
Yeah.
Tak ada receipt, bro. Cash saja.
Obviously, yeah.
And those who didn't pay would be beaten up and dumped into this hole, buried by other trafficking victims. Can you imagine that?
It sounds like Nazi concentration camp though.
It's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
so currently the inquiry is going on. It's a court case. So many loopholes. Like all the top
obviously.
police guys are saying they didn't know about it. Some guy said, I told my boss about it.
But my boss didn't give a fuck because he's getting grease money as well.
My boss not only didn't give a fuck, there was an instruction to destroy the camp.
What does that
destroy
mean?
the evidence.
So they destroyed the camp. Yeah, they burned
Yeah.
stuff. They, Roboka and everything.
Wow.
But now they are saying there's this whole debate of like, I meant demolish so that it can't be used again. But what turned out was that it was demolished so that nobody will ever know
Yes.
that it was
Yeah.
there.
Obviously, like, I mean, this is fuck. That's a shitty argument, man.
This is why
Like-
every small thing that you do, you better be careful it's not leading to something like this.
Yeah, I mean, like, you are intentionally being vague,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Demolish it.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to think? Right?
Everyone can make their own conclusions.
Yeah. So charge the fucker lah. I mean,
And it's super fucked
imposition.
up.
Yeah,
They
it's fucked up.
want-
Man.
Super fucked up.
It's just
down.
weird.
Super down on a Saturday morning. Jesus.
Oh my
Back
God.
so I grew up in Sungai Petani.
Good, okay.
Every episode like Sungai Petani comes up lah. It's just there's a lot of stories.
A lot of
from
stories
there.
from there. I also want to hear.
But so Kedah is pretty
Yes.
close to the Thai border.
Yes.
And Sungai Petani is about an hour 15 minutes drive from the Thai border. So you
Okay.
actually have a lot of Rohingyas
Yeah.
in Kedah.
Closer to Thailand and to KL.
Alostar probably even more.
Yes.
But in Sungai Petani itself, there are Baitul Ramah schools,
Yes.
plenty of them. And my mom, who's a retired teacher, she volunteers in one of these schools teaching English, like 2 classes a week or something like that. And in one school, there are about 150 students. These are little kids coming from maybe like 50, 60 families.
Yeah.
Just from one school in one taman. And there are maybe like 10, 15 schools like this in Sungai Petani itself. It's fucked up. The volume of this
Yeah.
is crazy. And all these people are unregistered.
Right.
They have no
Of course.
jobs whatsoever. If they want to go, simple things like they want to do, get a tooth extracted. If they go to the
Hospital.
clinic kesihatan or the hospital, they pay full price.
Yes.
They pay like
Expat price lah. It's expat price, yes.
Not migrant worker
Yes.
price, not refugee price.
'Cause they have
not
no
our
name.
RM1. It's fucked
And
up.
it's quite bullshit because the people who are charging them know damn well that these are not expats, these are not people with money, these are not anything. So what is so hard for you like just to change it? Because you're private institutions anyway. If you're private institutions, what is so hard for you to change it? No lah, it's just money.
Hey, I need my Mercedes, bro. I need to put fuel
Yeah,
in my
excuse
Mercedes.
me, my Mercedes is more important than
Yeah.
your life.
Hey, my cat need more premium cat food, you know.
Premium cat food. What is the nice ones? My mom also sometimes buys the nice ones.
But it's fucked up. I feel like this is where we as like just humanity in general haven't figured it out. Like how to distribute wealth. We're not very good at that.
I don't think
Like-
it's about figuring out. Everyone knows what they need to do. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
everyone's
because
selfish.
And I think like that's the part that we haven't
Yeah.
figured out. Because then if I start giving say 20-30% of my income,
Yeah.
then the other fucker don't do anything.
Yeah,
There's a
Not
very high
fair lah.
chance that
Yeah.
I'm gonna be resentful, right?
Yes.
And I don't want to do also.
yeah,
Yeah. But at the end of the day, these vulnerable
Yeah.
people are the one that so I was
yeah.
yeah. It's just it's so weird that Jeff Bezos has got billions. Like he can choose his
Yeah.
don't talk about his son. His
Yes.
son probably don't have to work a single day.
Yes.
His wife also doesn't
Yeah.
have to work really.
Yes.
Yeah. Bro, the wife is like what top 10 richest in the world
Yes.
now. Just because
Simply
She
because
got
of
divorced.
divorce.
yeah.
But she had shares lah, to be fair, from
I
the
mean,
beginning.
It's still ridiculous to
Yes.
think that just so the divorce law is another
Yes.
story. But you have people like that, and then you have like shit tons of people who are vulnerable right here
Yes.
that cannot get a lucky break in life.
Correct. But I think the way that these people, like the billionaires and all, see it, right? If I think that's what they think, is they are already employing so many people. I'm already giving job opportunities to like millions and millions of people, hundreds and thousands of people. Isn't that like already my part to contribute back? I'm making the economy happen.
I don't know, man. I always feel
Like,
that.
yeah. But I mean, of course they should do more, but I
Yeah.
think that's what they tell themselves.
I think also like as day-to-day people, right? Every day, like I hear a lot of people who are dangerously close to being a communist among my friends. Yeah, like they just
You
think
mean
like
your friends are dangerously close to being communist?
the people that I know.
Okay.
And these are smart people.
Right.
Communism is
Right.
fine, man.
Yeah, there we go. Right?
Please leave the set.
I
We
will
will
have.
take it further.
It's for another episode.
Well, depends on what do you mean communist, lah.
Yeah.
Because I think inherently everyone is different one.
Correct.
We have different capabilities, right? No one is the same.
Yep.
So how can you argue for same thing for everybody?
Yeah.
It doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? But nonetheless, too much capitalism also is no good.
Yeah.
I feel like we have this problem right now. And the part where we haven't been able to figure out, we figure out that if you're smart, you should get to the top. We figure that out. Like that's like super fine. But we haven't figured out like, okay, but this guy now he got like 99% of the wealth
Yes.
by one guy.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And then he's now campaigning for stuff, he's paying for like lobbying for
Yes.
this and that law. He's effectively changing.
Influencing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The course of history just because
Yeah.
of the money now.
Yeah, because he's got money. So it's like scary lah. I feel like that's not a way, but
But it's also because it's been like that for centuries. Like positions of power are
Yeah.
wealthy.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
people that have wealth have positions of power, right? The whole like landowners.
Yes.
previously it's landowner, previously it's like God choose you lah.
Because that's
Then
what
it
was
the church.
given, like value was given to these things. What? Like money can buy this. Once currency became the main way of transaction, that's when everything went
Well,
down.
actually not really. I disagree because currency came about quite early on in human
Yeah,
history.
very long, yeah.
But the even more enduring one is religion.
Oh.
For the longest time,
Yes.
why did people run away from Europe to US? It's because they want to run away from the church
Yes.
that no one talks about. Right? Churches. Yeah. And then it became industrialization, and then
Yes.
land ownership became a thing, and then government became a thing, and then like where we are today. I always felt that a simple thing that someone like Jeff Bezos can do is probably give out fucking if you need a degree, if you're a packaging staff, right? Maybe Amazon can sponsor. I don't know whether they do or
Yeah.
not. I have no idea.
Like training,
but
upskilling.
yeah, if they
Go to
give
uni.
upscaling or they give you a choice to go to uni, then you have an out. Then you have a choice. Then you
Yeah, then
really
you actually are given the choice.
yes, you can pull yourself by the
Yes.
bootstrap, work hard, do 2 jobs, and then get yourself to a better place. Which I
Yes.
think is like totally
Which
fine.
is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the refugees right now, they got nothing. There's no way to move
No,
up.
you can't because you got no identity now.
Yeah.
It's,
So even their children are fucked.
yes.
But-
So that's why a lot of them, they don't see... Okay, so this is the situation, right? Once you're here... Okay, now we go back to Malaysia. Since we went all over the world for a while. So we go back to Malaysia. Once you come in... yes, it's like a limbo place where it's like a transit country where you don't know what's going to happen to you. There is also a chance that you get resettled to the countries where allow you to work, like to Australia or US or Europe or something like that. There's a chance that will happen, but that's about like maybe 2% or 1%. It's very, very low. Okay? So the chance of that happening is very low. So till they get any news from the UN, Malaysia is the home. And if the chance is 1%, 99% are not going to go, of course they're all going to sit and assume that we are not going to go. Correct? So what's the point of the kids now studying or doing anything? Because like even after you study until you're 17, then what? You cannot be employed. You cannot start your own business. There
Yeah.
is no law to son. But then what?
Basically, the hope is just that somewhere along the way,
Yeah.
the law or regulation is going to change
Yes.
for the better.
Yes.
So
Yes.
while we're
Correct.
here, let's just
Correct. So the
the
more
hope
best
for
we
that,
can.
yeah,
Yeah.
and aim for
the
that.
more I would say the more educated, the ones with better background, so to speak, like the parents who are educated. It's not like, because the ones I'm talking about is like the parents who never went to school and stuff, they don't see the importance of it. But the ones that were more educated, I would say that they still want the kids to study because you don't know when things will change.
Yeah.
And if the opportunity comes, you better be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot be
Yeah.
like, oh, my kids just never went to school. Now there's an opening to know suddenly the law changed or something like
Yeah.
that. And then, you can't take advantage of it. So we need people to see that no matter what, you better be studying still, no matter how old the kids are. Because once you're like 6 to 17, you don't study, right? You're not going to get that years back. You're
Yeah,
screwed.
it's gonna be very hard as well.
Yeah, like how are you going to like go back to ABC when you're 18?
Development years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a refugee, suppose a couple comes here to Malaysia, there is some weird law about them not like they're not supposed to get pregnant, right?
Huh?
Isn't there
don't
a
know.
weird law? Yeah, you can't have.
That's basically eugenics, so.
I don't think so. I know they do have babies
Sorry, I
here,
don't
so
have my laptop.
Anyway, I'll
Yes.
find out. I'll find out. But so my question basically was: suppose a couple comes here and then
Right.
they have a kid.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Status of the
yeah.
kid?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Where?
Stateless.
How? Yeah, stateless.
Not Malaysian.
No.
So if their kid have a kid, also still stateless. Holy shit. So there's basically no way out. Fuck.
Because the parents got no identity, then the kids belong where one.
That's
Dude, it's really fucked.
never
because
ending,
I know some Malay people who are not Malay. They are from Arab.
Ah, yes.
But they got Bumi Putra.
Yes.
Yes.
Just one generation ago.
yes.
Right?
Yeah,
It's-
because
Yeah.
that's the whole constitution thing, lah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, bro.
I don't know how that happens.
Is it because oh, shit.
I
No, it's the
really don't-
constitution, right? It's the constitution that says to be a Bhumiputra, you must be
Muslim?
Malay, no, Muslim,
Yeah, and Malay.
live the Malay culture,
Right.
speak the Malay language,
Right?
and if I'm not mistaken,
No, there has to be something else.
Malaysia. No.
But Arabs don't.
Yeah, they don't speak. They
So
don't
as
live
soon
the
as
one.
you come here in one generation, you can do that.
Yeah, that's
you can
true.
right?
fulfill the criteria.
You can speak
Then
Malay.
I also can do it.
You
what?
can, celebrate Raya and wear baju Melayu and
And be
have
sensitive,
adat
ah.
istiadat
Please ask sensitive.
Melayu.
Yeah, we are all pendatang here, okay?
Yes,
We must remember our own status. But it's fucked up, man. It's a bit juvenile. I always feel like it's like we draw borders and then it's
Yes.
like this is my house.
Yes. This is my house.
This is my team. This is my club.
Yes.
You cannot join.
You are worse off. You are bad.
You want give you tier 2
I'm
Like-
better than you.
Prepare to
That's
be.
the worst when people think they're better than someone else.
because of race. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
to do.
like how?
Yeah.
Huh, you born like that, so you're better than me? What?
But you know what's the worst thing for me? The worst thing is, growing up, right? I never studied well in school.
Ah, same.
I was terrible. And when I reached Form 4, right, I did pure science somewhere, Don't know
Why?
what the fuck.
How
I
they
don't
allow
know.
you to do this?
There's this whole 60-40 thing. And then the worst thing is that I keep failing at math, And the Malay guy come and tell me, don't worry, bro, you Chinese, you sure can, man. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, bro? Doesn't work that way.
Encouragement.
Yeah,
you
I'm
are
like-
Chinese.
It's kind of weird. Now I feel like pressure to be something that I'm not.
I need to be Chinese.
Yeah, apparently, Chinese know how to do math.
Positive
The same
discrimination.
thing.
Positive
You're
discrimination.
Indian. Of course, your English is good. Excuse me.
Positive discrimination, huh?
There's something like that.
Is
Positive
it-
discrimination.
Do people like see you Kashmir saying, hey bro, you doctor?
Doctor, lawyer,
Lawyer,
engineer,
engineer. Which one are
dentist,
you?
auditor, bro. Huh?
What is that?
What the disgrace?
How many
Disgrace.
siblings
Take
you
your
have?
turban off.
So you're the loser in the family, is it? You're accountant.
So wait, let's go back. Okay,
sorry.
I found out.
Ah, yes. What's the rule, law, whatever?
It's
No, right?
fucked up.
Huh?
It's fucked up. This is HR in Asia. It's
Okay.
like
Yeah,
a
it's
research
a-
paper, right?
yes.
Among the 3 countries studied, the report found that Malaysia has the most restrictive legal environment for female workers, migrant workers. that
Migrant
is.
workers. Okay.
Workers are required to do a pregnancy test before departing from their home country
Okay.
and on an annual basis thereafter in Malaysia. If a migrant worker is found carrying a child, she will be deported immediately at her own expense. So they cannot have kids.
But
So
what if
you
you got
can
no
have
money
kids
though?
in between that 12 months. Make sure the conception happens in January.
I guess.
Finish September, then December the next
But
month.
That's a
and I
stressful
feel
fuck,
like
man.
I watched this documentary on was it Al Jazeera, the one about baby selling? Did anybody watch that?
No.
Oh no, man.
How like in Pulau Ketam,
Dude, what do you
In
watch
Pulau
every time?
Ketang?
Pulau Ketam,
Yes.
it's like this hub
Or
where-
baby selling.
of human trafficking,
Jesus
baby selling,
Christ.
and those guys who you see around begging, right? They
Yeah.
are all people like this, migrant workers, stateless people, especially the foreign ones, and they are syndicated like this. So they are owned by someone. There is a pimp,
Yep.
and so migrant workers who cannot have a kid end up sometimes selling their babies.
This one another thing. Who
For
asked you to have
money.
the baby in the first place?
Correct.
But
Right?
it's
Use
still
a condom.
sad though.
But it's still
Dude,
fucked
no
up. It's
money
still
to
fucked-
buy condom, bro.
But got money to make the baby.
Gotta fuck, man. People still gotta fuck, man. Like the one thing that I realized over my short period of living is that you can't.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say
overburden
something of living what? I was thinking living what? Oh,
Yeah.
of being alive.
Yeah, I can't do podcasts in a voice. It's not sharp. I don't feel sharp. Anyway, so of my short life on Earth.
Oh, yes, okay. That makes more sense.
Sentence all fucked up.
What
The
is
one
it?
thing that I realized is that you cannot stop people from doing shit.
Yes.
Prohibition for
Doesn't work.
alcohol didn't work.
Yep.
Yeah. So is drugs. So is sex. There's no way of stopping it.
Yeah, you just need to work
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, you're deluding yourself if you think you are. You're deluding yourself if you think these are all gateway to a what do you call that? A society that is degenerative and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think sometimes when people are in dire situation, they do what they can to survive. I mean, if you don't know whether you're gonna live the next day, the
Yeah.
next year, dude, you're gonna get all the pussy you can get, man. You're just gonna get it. You're gonna do all the drugs that you can get because you don't know when's the next. If you have a good thing to look forward to, I think your life can be a bit more organized.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's also
It's
that
weird.
like
Yeah, it's weird.
people tend to give the argument from a very rational point, right?
Mm.
You are, for example, in poverty.
Mm.
To get out of it, you have to work, and that's the rational thing.
It doesn't work.
But
Mm.
we are applying like a rational thought process to somebody in like an irrational situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't
Terrible
make sense.
situation.
So
Yes. It
a
doesn't
lot of times
apply.
the gap is not
Right?
Yeah.
the
It
gap
doesn't
is huge.
apply.
Mm.
It
And I
doesn't apply because, and I think that's the way people try to solve a lot of problems. They think about this problem in the state of mind where they are sitting with their Mercedes Benz in the car and they're driving back home and thinking like, oh, my petrol and my pot, but they're in that state of mind where they already have all this. Then they use their logic and apply it to a reality where that logic doesn't apply anymore. So
Yeah.
of course the problem is not going to get solved.
Yeah. It's
How
just
are
a
you gonna
different
solve it?
concept,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Different context. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, what's the hope for these refugees? Though? Like it. Wait. Sorry. So coming back to that. So if they have a kid,
Yes.
right? Someone's gonna have a kid lah.
Yeah, it will happen.
Is he a Malaysian?
She's not Malaysian.
Not
Migrant
Malaysian.
workers, no. I don't
not
know.
Malaysian.
Yeah, shouldn't be, right?
But if like someone from Singapore,
Yeah.
maybe
They can,
right?
right?
They come in travel, then
Yeah.
then
They
suddenly
can
have
have
to have a kid.
identity.
Yeah.
The kid can have an identity.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's what some of the parents do, smartly, I guess.
This is actually a good question. I never thought about it because I know if expats are here and they have kids here, they can choose the citizenship of where they want the
Exactly.
kid to be.
Exactly.
Right? It's a choice, right?
Yes, because what happened is that I know people who are Malaysian the parents went to US
Yep.
just in time to have the baby.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
get two citizenship.
Yeah.
Get one passport here, one passport there.
Yep.
You're not even supposed to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, but for refugees, I guess it's a different standard.
Yeah. Because there is none. I think that's the whole problem. Whole problem happen when there is no. Because in Malaysia, right, there is this UN convention that countries actually sign that make refugees like a legal entity or something like that.
Yes.
Right. But Malaysia never signed this.
Is there a reason why?
Huh.
So there is this. I think it's a convention 1951. UN Convention 1951, which Malaysian government never signed it, and I don't know what's their argument behind it, but it's most likely that the people don't want it. Because the government will do what the people want to do so that they get re-elected and re-voted.
Do we not
Not
want it?
really, though. Not really. I feel the
And-
government doesn't really do what the people want. The government does what like.
No, what
You
will
know.
be in the media kind of thing, right? I mean, like at the end, like will people re-vote for them if they do it? And the whole, if you see, right, anything that, not to say what, like not on Picha's side, what posting here, it's when it comes to like these refugee situations and, or even like sometimes like Picha goes on the news and stuff, like on Facebook, if you see the comments, it's like, why are you not helping our local people? Why are you not doing this? Yeah, that is the majority. The world that we live in, right? The world that we three are in is really very small.
But I
We are
think-
the ones in this little bubble, you know.
Yeah.
The bubble outside there is so much
No,
bigger.
but I think like people on social media who would comment that, right? I just like you think about the people who write that, you think about their life. I don't think they are living a great life.
Yeah, they're not.
Because if they say like, hey,
Yes.
why Picha not helping us?
Yes.
Why not helping local people? High chance the fucker wants some help.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that.
It's likely
Because
also.
if I see like a post, I wouldn't comment. I'll probably
Yeah.
give you a like.
Yes.
That's it. I move on with my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this guy doing this cool. Right? Then I'm like, oh, I'm doing this podcast. Maybe I should invite them.
Yeah, you'll be like, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm getting offended that these people are helping other people. Why don't I get help?
Yeah. So like,
Possibly, yeah.
right. It's always like that. It's a
Yes.
shit fest in like YouTube,
Correct.
Facebook. You look at the comment thread.
And
It's
you're
also
the one who needs help. Oh,
yeah.
let's find a therapist.
I know, like people. Like
But
life,
it really is the, I don't know, the thing is it's very weird because you don't, like you go out into the street, right? You don't really see it. Like it doesn't, like for me, I haven't really faced racism in general. But I know my friends who are also Indians who have, right?
Okay.
I like me, myself, maybe because I'm like fair skin, maybe, right? But the ones who are darker skin, but even the ones fair skin.
Oh yeah,
God,
you could pass off as Malay, right?
I
People
got passed off. I don't know why everything
Yeah.
weird things that I passed off as.
Right.
There was once like a guard. I think it was in the night. Like okay, this to be fair to him, it was quite dark in the night. And I was talking. Then I think I gave him my IC or my license or something to go out. I think one of the embassy house or I don't know
Right.
something like that. Okay, then he was like, huh? Like looking at my license like in so much of suspicion. Then I was like, what's wrong with my license? Why are you looking at it like that? Then he's like, you datang dari mana? Like,
Malaysian.
because I was speaking to him Malay all this while, and yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am from Klang, yes, you know, and like, I'm like, here, I'm like, then he's like, oh, you orang India? I'm like, oh, you cakap Melayu, I ingat bukan you orang Melayu. I was like, oh, okay, sure, because like you get, yeah, I'm like, okay, sure, I don't know what you want me to respond to that. I'm like, can you give me back my license? I need to go now. Yeah, I can pass off at anything, but me myself, like racially, it hasn't been so bad. Or maybe I'm just thick-skinned. I don't take offense easily. I don't know.
I think if you stay in the city, it's generally okay. Like it's weird.
But I know friends who have faced it. I don't know whether it's just that they got affected more, or they see it as a problem more than, or me, it's just like screw you, man.
Like regardless of whether you take it as, you know, offensive or not,
But it
like,
shouldn't be happening.
happen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
in
It
the
shouldn't
first place.
happen. Yes.
But that's the same argument. I feel like that's the same argument as the government saying that taking drugs is wrong. It shouldn't happen. It's going to happen, man. You're gonna face racial
Yeah, then
discrimination.
you
You're
need
gonna
to work
face-
around it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna find a way to like
Educate people.
deal with it positively.
What other
I
way
think.
do you see? Education, right?
Yeah.
But what else
yeah.
is there? Other than education, what else is there? I don't think so. You cannot give money to solve the problem. You cannot be like,
No, I think at least law should be there to protect some of these. Like they're so vulnerable though. Now I
Yes.
feel like super sad. Like what the hell?
Saturday morning depression.
Yeah.
Why we did this all because of me? Yes.
Yeah, and somehow I feel like a bit grateful for my position in life
Yeah.
as well. Like maybe my life not so bad.
Even as a minority in a country that, you know, may not be so kind to
You know,
minorities.
we are more minority than Chinese people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you guys are like less
We're like
than
the minority of the minority.
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
And you know, I didn't believe it because I came from Klang. I only see Indian. What do you mean there's 7% of Indian people? Huh? No, it's 50%.
It's like 97%. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you mean all of us are here in one spot?
I think
Jesus.
until I was like at least 15 or something, right? That's what I was thinking. When I found out it's 7%, I cannot comprehend this number because like
Wow.
all I have to do is look outside my house.
Wow, that is very interesting. That's super
Right.
interesting.
It really is. That means the perspective. So if like now I just drive down to like, I go to Sungai Petani, I will not see Indian people anymore. Is that
Yeah,
what it
because
means?
like
Right?
when I grew up, my place I feel like was a pretty good like reflection of Malaysia. Definitely like, you know, 80%.
Yeah, and-
70-80%.
And we
Malay.
spoke about this. I never felt that I knew Malaysia.
Yeah.
Remember? I had to go all the way to Europe to get discriminated. to come back, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is my country. See, Ang Mo guys.
Bagus,
Yeah.
My neighbors are all Chinese and Indians. I'm like, what do you mean this, that, what? Everybody lives in Klang? Is that where the Chinese and Indians live? That's the end of it?
Yeah, and we spoke about this before. It's like kind of weird that I guess this is how society organize themselves, I suppose. Because if you have a friend who like goes to Taiping and then you follow him, you stay near him, right?
Yeah.
And then like suddenly like your friend's friend come, then suddenly we have a group of Indian
yeah.
or Chinese or
Two,
Malay
Yes,
three,
yes,
people.
yes.
people.
Yeah,
And then it grows.
Then
Then we
suddenly
start
like-
making babies.
yeah, and then some Chinese guy will be like, that one Indian kampung bro.
Yes.
That one Chinese kampung bro.
Yes.
Yeah, that one Malay kampung.
And then people just fall into that box.
Yeah.
Someone else made for you.
It used to be racism, but
Yeah.
today, when I know somewhere is
Yeah.
Malay area, bro, KFC there, shut up.
Yes. See? Yes. Sometimes, no,
Bro,
it's true.
guarantee you. Then
You
the
know
warung
what
there,
to
shut
eat
up
where,
one.
yes.
Yeah, shut up one.
So just like this. I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Just like this, like, Malay kampung, Chinese kampung, Indian kampung. I'm sure refugees as well
Yeah.
They
have their own like
Yes.
pockets.
Yes, so it's like you
Like
go to a
in
certain
KL,
apartment
like-
area, it'll be like mostly in this apartment, if there are refugees, it's like all Afghan refugees. Mostly. Because they tend to
And where are these spots like in KL? In like
Is it okay to
like,
tell?
no, it's everywhere lah, because they mostly come to KL in general where the UN is. So they go near that areas lah, the UN areas. Nearer to the UN, the better. It's easier to live. So
Why,
they
ah?
go like out because because they have to go to UN quite often one.
Oh.
And traveling, as you know, like earlier we spoke about the cops. You don't want to minimize your travel time as much as you can.
So if the
Right.
But how would the cops know though?
Oh, it's just random lah. You look like a foreigner. You don't look like an expat that got like 10 grand watch on your hand.
yeah.
You already can spot this is a foreigner, but doesn't look like the rich Arab. It's quite easy to tell. You look like an Arab, but you don't look like the rich Arab. Maybe you're a refugee. Maybe
Damn.
just show your ID lah. They'll just be like, oh, got free time today. Show your ID lah.
Exactly. It's
Oh,
just
dude.
Yeah, you guys talk
on
around, so free
suspicion.
time
On
today.
suspicion, you see a lot of these people. Like you drive down the Sprint now and then, like
Yeah.
you'll see like
Oh,
two
dude.
bikes,
Yeah.
two bikes with like an old car, right?
Yeah.
Or like a guy
Just because
on a
there's an old
motorbike,
car.
and it looks like a Bangladeshi guy
Yeah.
or Burmese
Yeah.
guy.
It will never look like a what they call like a normal, regular
exactly,
fella, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I feel like I've been stopped like that. So because I drive an old car, old
Yeah.
Iswara.
Yeah.
I mean, you do too.
Hey,
but
there's one time I gotta start. I just want to tell this story. SS2, bro.
Because
But
of
it's
the
not
car.
me.
It's
not
not
me.
what?
It's not me. Like the police stopped me. I was like, hey, wait, no taxpayer. They were like, wait, I got my license already. Nothing.
Yeah.
Why you stop? Then he tell my friend, can I see your IC?
Your friend.
Your friend.
Because she looked like from China. Apparently.
Oh,
Fuck.
Yeah.
wow.
And she was like, what the I like,
And she was Malaysian.
yeah lah, Malaysian. True and true. She got stopped. I was like, huh.
So I've had a situation, Sprint Highway.
But you are the one who got stopped.
I know what. So I'm
Right.
from Bangsa, taking the non-toll road by the Sprint towards Tropicana, right?
Yeah.
And this two bikes, police on bikes, just come right next to me, and they're like pointing, pull over. And then I get down, I like open my window, and I'm like, yeah, bang, anything wrong? Did I do anything wrong? And then he's like, where you going? Just fishing for stuff.
Yes,
I had my
yes,
road
yes.
tax, I had my license. He's like, where you going? And then I'm like, balik rumah. Oh, dari mana? Where you coming from? I said I was at a friend's house. Why are you traveling so late? It's like 12:30 in the morning. I was like, no, I just at
My friend's parents stay. I cannot
house.
stay over. Oh, start crying.
Say lah, it just came down from Myanmar, bro.
But how do you look? So these
Yeah,
guys,
what is it
These
that-
guys were just
Fishing.
trying
They're
to,
just fishing.
find something wrong with
Right.
the car, with your road tax. They just want to look for a reason to search your car. And then he starts asking me like, where you work? Where do you work? And I said at this GLC name. And he
Name.
said, oh, you working there? You can't just be driving this car.
Oh
What's
my
your-
god.
what's your other car at home?
Oh, the targeting based on like income.
Yeah lah,
They just
income
trying
also.
to like,
No, they're trying to
find
find
out.
that lower income group most likely got something they can catch
Yeah.
to use.
And then, if you're of a higher income group, if we find something, you can
Yeah.
pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of it being an extortion.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Either way lah, it's a
for
win-win for
about
them.
15 minutes, I was at the back of my car and like, I'm like, da 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 da. I didn't like layan them so much.
But you're not supposed to go down your car or like open boot for them also, right?
They're
You're
not.
supposed
They
But
don't
again,
really care though.
two cops with
Yeah.
you.
What can you do?
12:30 in the morning, you feel a little bit intimidated. They
Yeah.
didn't search my car, but
Yeah.
No, but
I'm
the thing is they
sure,
could
like-
put something on you if they want to, if you piss them off. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
and I'm sure this
Yeah.
is me as a Malaysian who
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
I belong here and like don't
Yes.
fuck with me, right?
Yes, imagine the ones that
For
don't,
a
right?
Rohingyan guy, she's just gonna be like,
Yeah.
and whatever they
Oh, but
say.
actually, right, yesterday, so one of our catering staff is from an African country, so that no one knows which country. No, man. So an African country. So he's super nice one. He's like the nicest, one of the nicest people that I know, like, that I work with one. So he's super nice and stuff like that, and he's African country, like black African, not like South African white one, right? So he drives a Waja, which is the stereotype car. Right? You know, right? So he got, and then he carry like the catering stuff is like a lot of stuff in the back and things
Yeah.
like that. So he got stopped. Then they're like, oh, why are you carrying all these things? You know you're not supposed to carry stuff in your car. Then he was like, but my rear view mirror, nothing is being blocked. You can see it's not being blocked. And like, okay, show me your IC, show me your not IC, passport, show me your license, show me your registration, show me how you got this car, what are you working, blah 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 blah. So they kept asking him question, and then at the end it came back down to, actually you're not supposed to be taking all this. Do you want to go to court? That's it. He just went to, do you want to go to court? If you go to court, you have to pay like 1,000 ringgit. Nanti you bayar 1,000 ringgit, whatever. Then he's like, okay, I'll go to court. Because he's the one that's been here for like quite long and he's a bit older and he knows how things work, right?
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, I'll go to court. Then the cop was like, huh? You want to go to court? You need to pay 1,000 ringgit. Do you really want to go to court? And he's like, yeah, man, I will go to the court. At least you'll have more leniency on me. I can at least like, plea for my case and say like, I didn't do anything wrong. There's better chance than that. Also, you don't want to settle? You really want to go to court? Like, pressuring. And he's like, no, you just write me lah. I'll go to court. And then in the end, the guy was like,
just go.
then let him go.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't want to give in. But the thing is with him, he's actually very small size. So the cops also wouldn't feel like he's intimidated by him. So I think that plays to his advantage. Like the cop being not intimidated and he's like, he really like looks like super nice one. He doesn't like look like the typical thing where you think like they look scary and blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't have that. He doesn't have that vibe one. He really has that very like super nice.
Sounds like refugees have to develop this skill set though.
Yeah.
Right? It's a weird, like, to survive.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be taught at the refugee
to
learning
survive,
center.
right? Yeah. How to
First,
survive.
just smile all the time,
Yes.
look nice.
Act superior than them. Yes, boss. No.
Yeah. Just pretend like they're your boss all the
Yes.
time. And you get through life.
Even I also do that sometimes.
Well, you have to do it, right?
You have to do it.
I feel
But
like that's a great
that's
social
a good thing
enterprise
as
idea.
seriously,
training you.
Seriously though.
Teroka teach.
Like,
oh,
Teroka
okay.
lessons.
See, not so bad having podcast in the morning. It's
but yeah,
afternoon right now.
it's the life skills on top of like, I guess education and maths and
Yes.
English and science and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I taught some of this school before.
Yeah.
Once, actually, just once.
Huh.
Yeah, refugees. Sad, man. 12 years old, do basic math. Only.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the
Then,
place.
Like, yeah, and I remember thinking, like, why the fuck am I here doing this? They're never
Like,
gonna get
they're never
anywhere.
gonna
Like,
get it.
yeah.
Yes.
They're never gonna get anywhere. And, like, fuck is the
Unless
point?
you are sitting there for every single day for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. And it's, like, emotionally painful as well
Yes.
because it's like, even if they get it, where are they gonna go?
Yes.
How are they gonna get out here?
Yes.
They
And
can't
then you start taking it on yourself, like,
Well, at least you guys did something about it. I just feel bad. I just felt bad, forget about it. And then, so basically, the Picha Project was, as I understand it, as I read online, Picha is a boy.
Yes,
A
one of the
refugee boy.
refugee boys' name.
Yeah.
His name. So
Oh.
yes,
Yeah.
that's his name. But the weird thing is, after we registered, we found out his name is actually Peter.
Peter!
Which in their accent when they say it's sort of like Picha. So I thought it was Picha.
Oh,
And they called it name.
That's quite like nice, right?
But when
There's
you
like
say it in the
fun
accent, it
serendipity.
sounds correct. It sounds correct. Like if you say it like Picha,
Picha?
like it, in their accent,
Picha
it kind of
Paka.
sounds correct.
Which accent is
The
this?
Myanmar one, the
Myanmar.
Chin Burmese one, it
Okay.
actually kind of sounds correct.
Okay.
So it's not wrong when you call him, but actually you wrote it down. It's actually meant to be Peter. Because they're Christian families.
But then again, this is great because if it's the Peter Project, I don't think anyone will give a
Yeah,
shit.
but like, what the hell is
So I would
that?
say it's Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan?
Yeah. So it started off as a project just to provide an avenue
Correct.
of
Income.
income.
Yes. So
Right.
it's like, so when like I said earlier, they were volunteering. And then is when like the kids started dropping out of school. So once they started dropping out of school, they realized like, why these children don't come to school anymore? So they went and visited Picha's family. I think it was his sister that dropped out of school. So they went and visited his family, and these families all live very near the learning center, so the kids can just like walk over. Okay. So they went and visited the family, and then they spoke to the mom, and then the mom was like, oh, it's basically as simple as that once you're like 12, 13 years old, you can go out to get whatever. You can go out to wash dishes or sell
Right.
whatever,
Trinkets.
keropok or something, right?
Yeah.
Scrap metal, stuff like that.
Pen. I always feel like those guys who
Yeah,
sell
sell
pen.
pen
Yeah.
and sell anything lah.
Basically, you are of age.
Yeah,
to
you are of
bring
age
revenue
to
now.
yes, you are of age like you when you go on the road, you know how to come back also.
Right.
Forget
Yeah,
the
right.
part where you get kidnapped lah and
Yeah.
get sold to some people. But
Bro, you better know how to run, bro. I think
Yes.
like cardio is number one.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, so it's like yes. So
Dude,
what's
it's-
that happening?
Real survival skills, man.
Yeah, you better know
Jesus.
how to run. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was the thing. So when they went, that's when they found out that it was actually like refugees to work here is illegal for them to work.
Yeah.
And all this while, like, actually even me, like before Picha, I just assumed that they were getting normal employment. Except it wasn't like you cannot get good jobs, but you can still like legally be employed in the restaurants and stuff. Like for me, that was my idea. And it's a very big misconception in general. Like after I started working at Picha for a year plus, people still are asking me where are they staying, where are the refugee camps. These camps don't exist. I don't know how this idea got planted
Yeah,
into
because
the
like
heads.
when we
Because
look
it
at the
doesn't
news,
exist.
there is all these camps in like
Different
Europe.
countries.
Yeah. So
exactly.
in my head also, I'm like,
in
where's the
Malaysia,
camp?
there is, but there isn't.
So there's no camp.
There is no. It doesn't. That camp in Malaysia that people keep thinking there's like camps.
That's
There is
detention.
nothing. Yeah, it's just
But that's
detention
detention,
center. That's
right?
detention.
There's not
center.
even the legal one.
But there's
bro.
not even.
That's
It-
like UN. No.
No, the detention center
are
is the
government.
Malaysian one. Yeah, it's not a camp for them. It's just where it's like jail. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it's like the police one that you just
Oh,
said,
right,
right?
right.
yeah, it's like the police one, yeah, the immigration
Ah,
one.
okay,
Yeah, so that's the only thing that is there, which is obviously not somewhere you live, right? So everyone keeps thinking that they're cooking. Some people even ask me that, oh, they're cooking from the refugee camp. There's stove. I'm like, but there is no camp. What stove? The camp doesn't exist. Then okay, so anyway, then it's when they found out that employment cannot happen. Like it's illegal for you to employ a refugee, and that's how like it became clear that this is why the kids need to work. So when the food selling, it started actually as a charity where they did like charity concert, fundraising kind of things, which obviously wasn't sustainable because you need to keep asking people to give
Yeah.
money, right? So it's not sustainable, and they were gonna leave uni, so they need to find like a job.
Yeah.
So they decided that this can become a job where you get paid,
So
and they started selling food.
So Picha gets like a little portion to keep the
50%.
operation. Okay, then they get.
And then they get the 50%. So the business model itself, it goes around you don't go into the legal framework anymore. Like you don't
Yeah.
go into the employment framework
Yeah.
anymore. You don't fall under it because for employment to happen, it's you need fixed working hours,
Yep.
right?
and
So
they-
the families cook based on the orders we give them, and it depends on what time the client wants it.
So
So
it's
there
kinda
is no
like a
fixed working
gig
hours. Yeah.
economy lah.
Right. So
Yeah.
there is no fixed working hours. There's no fixed salary because again it's 50% of my sales, which means that's your money. You get 50%. And then another thing is they need to work under your roof for it to be employment again, which they are doing in their own house.
So all these are like your legal like
Loophole.
workarounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but in the sense of like auditing, taxation, accounting, the company is perfectly legal because we pay them like our vendors kind of thing. So there is nothing stopping that lah. It's not to say
Yeah,
we're not
because
illegal.
basically you're just Airbnb.
Yeah, it's
Where
something like that. It's just like there's
Uber
a
or
grey
Grab,
area.
Yeah.
And which comes back to why we need the people to know about this. It goes back to getting the grassroots support. At the end, when it comes to the laws changing or changing in favor or not in favor, I think that's when the grassroots support will really play a role. In educating people that refugees are not bad people, they can contribute to the economy. We are paying like our income tax anyway.
Yeah, I think what's really sad is that you hear government coming in and trying to stop all this employment pass
Yes.
for foreigners, right? And then you are telling me right now there's like at least 170,000 registered
Already
refugees
in the country.
already in the country who cannot get a job.
Yes.
And here we are, all the restaurants trying to hire Filipinos, trying to
Yes.
hire like Bangladeshi to like carry
The
a plate.
restaurants actually want to hire refugees. They can't. That's why.
Yeah. So it sounds like, unless someone is taking out a cut from
Yeah.
the employment pass, like giving
They
out
are.
employment pass.
It is. There is like the agency to regulate all this.
Yeah. I'm
That's where
thinking like that's why
there's
it's
a
not.
money that's going. It's a normal legal thing that if for you to bring in foreign workers, there are people who are
Yeah.
in the regulatory bodies. to
So
make this
if
happen.
I'm the guy who is approving and
Yes.
I want, not to say the guy who is approving right now is doing anything shady, but if I want to be shady and I want to hoard that power, then I definitely can.
Yeah.
And like fuck the refugees, because the refugees are people who will just compete with my business
Yep.
of bringing foreign
Yep.
workers.
And that's how a lot
fucked.
of locals also see it as is their right to have a job here in the country, but they don't look at it in a way where, I mean, whether it's like demand and supply. That's it, right?
Yeah, at the end of the
people
day.
want a certain like companies that you are working in a GLC. You just said, right? So companies that want to hire, they want to hire people up to a certain standard, and if you meet it, of course they're just going to hire you. You're easier to
Yeah,
hire.
but that's not the case though. That's why like when people always tell me like free economy, bro, free economy is better. I'm like, if there's no open border, there's no free economy.
Yeah.
Because labor is
Yeah.
one of the main thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
Yes.
What free economy you're talking about? There's no such thing.
It's bullshit.
But I mean, okay, let's give the government or the lawmakers benefit of the doubt. There must be some logic that they are arguing. Like, what is their argument to say that refugees should not be given work?
Are you
I
aware?
don't understand. Nothing much.
How is it like in other countries? Refugees can work?
Some yes, like the ones that getting resettled, like the Australia. Once they get resettled, they most likely they like depending on the country. Like Australia, what it does, they have like a program. Like they will help you stay there. Like they give you like accommodation for a week first. I mean a month first or something. They help you find a job. They get you into the job and then you are on your own. The only rights I think that they will not have is to vote. But apart from that, I think it's normal.
Yeah.
You can live your normal life.
Because what I can think of is maybe you don't feel like they can integrate to the society.
Yes.
And it will cause like social harm.
Yes.
I think from the government perspective, I
That's
think
also another
something
thing.
fair to.
Yes.
But it's so vague.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something fair, but like you said, like it's gonna happen regardless if you have open borders or not.
Yeah.
And like it also like
No, then they will say, hey, if you have this law, all the refugees start coming out.
Yeah. How?
Then our country
that's
get
what they
taken
say.
over, you know.
Yeah.
Get taken over.
I mean, let's not talk about refugees for a second. Just look at migrant workers. And I think a lot of people in Malaysia, to them, refugees and migrant workers are the same.
Yes.
But actually, it's very, very different.
That's why
right?
education
Obviously,
again.
today we have learned now that, just going to
Yeah, you
school
cannot be,
and work is so different. So I think a lot of people think that they are the same group. And the amount of discrimination migrant workers get already, this whole thing of like, oh, there's so many Bangladeshis here. and,
Dirty lah.
in one generation, look
Our
at it now
country is
lah,
just
a
going to
lot
be
of the
Bangladesh
contractors
people.
Yeah.
who do work in houses, renovations and all that, fully run and operated
Yes.
by Bangladeshis.
Yes.
Who are pretty
The
good at what they
subcontractor
do.
is the Bangladeshi guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Nepalese guard.
Yeah.
We have Nepalese guard.
Which is fine, word. I don't see this as a threat to me. I'm not going to do that anyway. That's what people don't see,
I think Plug Douglas Lim, one of his set, he said this, he said that in 1 to 2 generations time, you will have your children will have Nepali children next to them in class. Bangladeshi student next to them in class. And some of them, he pointed out that some of them, I'm obviously paraphrasing, some of them are afraid that, this is the situation. Like they're coming to take over our thing, right? And he says that, because the audience are mainly Chinese, Indian, maybe that's how the Malay feel about you last time. Exactly the same way.
Yep.
Wow. Well
Exactly
done.
the same way. I thought like that was a really good.
Yep.
Like he did it at the end of his like comedy set, so I
Yep.
thought like okay, bit of a takeaway here.
Right.
Okay,
Nice
quite
lah.
fascinating.
Brother
I
is
feel like
woke.
yeah, and I feel like it's true. But it's a weird thing because I never felt that fear of someone taking something away from me.
Yes.
Because the
Me
question is
neither.
like, we can make more. What?
Yeah.
Now got one more extra hand, ma.
Yes. Now I can do more. Word.
Like
People don't see it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
and
don't
I don't know
understand.
how to change it because
Like-
people keep operating on scarcity.
Like there's only one scarcity in planet Earth, which is water.
Yeah.
There's
It's
only
your
one
resource,
scarcity.
yes.
Yeah,
That resource. That's it.
yeah.
And people are screwing that over. Meanwhile, fighting over this job and that job. Like, make more lah. You can make everything else which you created, like which humans created.
You can make more of it.
You can make more of it. You can make different versions of it. And what? So I don't know whether it's. I feel like you are underestimating yourself. These people, right? They think like that is all there is. So we need to kill to
Or
get
maybe
all
they
there
just
is.
feel lazy. They feel comfortable. I get to
Yeah.
a certain point, then some
Why
guy
should I fight
in
some more?
disrupt. Then I'm like, I rather
Yes,
Then they
I
say,
will.
I want free market, but I don't want competition.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what?
At the end of the day, also,
points
I
all
think
don't
it's
judge.
like morals, lah. Right?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of people say that
True.
there isn't good and there isn't bad and all that, but there's a set of like universal standards, I think, which are like, like human rights. Basically, the Human Rights Charter, for example, the UN's human rights, which so many countries have signed and agreed to. Surely, these kind of provisions are in there that access to employment.
Yeah, it is what.
Equal opportunities.
Doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. I can't try to understand the rationale behind it.
Well, if I'm a politician,
Except for it being the protectionism.
you.
Yeah.
Them.
right?
They
Because
are coming for us.
If you are BM politician back in 2015, and then you look at your situation and you realize that, hey, people might not vote for me.
Yep.
This fucker always ini kali lah. I also get scared. I bring in more refugees. Then what if they can vote also?
Yeah.
Fuck, I might lose.
Yeah, but at the same time, you were hearing of phantom voters
Oh yeah.
who were
They're my team.
non-Malaysians.
They're my team. that's
So why not make these guys your team as well? Whoever team they are, right? Now you have 170,000 people.
Bro, they're
who,
low class, bro.
By helping them in school, they'll vote for you.
Yeah.
Most likely, if they can vote.
This is too long term. Don't think so far. People don't think that far.
But
People are
isn't there
thinking for next year.
a conspiracy that they
Yeah, I
say
don't
like
agree
they
that.
give free IC
Yeah.
if you
I
vote?
don't think it's a conspiracy.
I'm trying to be PC here,
Oh.
but it's probably not.
Alleged.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
yes.
Yeah, and then I
I
remember
don't
that.
think it's to the extent of conspiracy. I think it's already alleged, definitely.
Yeah, and I think at that election time was quite funny because they're like, oh, you see someone who don't look like Malaysian, you ask them sing Negaraku.
Oh yeah.
Right? Dude, then you ask them,
I can learn that overnight.
if Malaysians say gonna meet at Mama 10:30, what time you arrive? He say 10:30, that guy not here. Not Malaysian. If he say 11, correct, 12, correct.
Oh, this is fucking
For
funny.
sure, at the last elections,
Yeah.
there were people like that. There were Indian guys
Yes.
being forced to show your IC, prove
Yes.
that you're Malaysian.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes.
There's a strong distrust of government, right? I don't
There's
know.
some
Of
distrust
anywhere.
in people as well, I guess. That
Yeah, once you start lying about the small things, that means people believe that you can lie about the big things.
Yeah.
The moment people start believing that you're in it for yourself, that's when the trust just goes down the drain.
Yeah.
When I would say, right, whether it's a company, whether it's a society, whether it's whatever it is, like a collective group of people, if you don't trust in each other to be working towards something else, and if someone is going to be working for themselves, that's when things just start.
Yeah, I think that's a thing though because
I think people are selfish. I don't know. Human beings, what to do.
But yeah, well, at least now we know of the complexities of life that
Yeah.
these guys.
But do you think do you think that as human beings we just like to make up problems ourselves?
I don't think so. I think we're just trying to look out for ourselves lah. Right?
And
it's
in that,
it's easier to be selfish than to share.
but it isn't. I feel like if you think about it, if you were sharing and if you were open and everything was as what it is supposed to be, the bigger picture would be easier.
Right? Here's the thing though.
You don't have to worry about what is this fella going to be doing if I wasn't watching him? Is he going to take all my house and my money and my car and go away?
So I think
right?
here's the thing that maybe it's hard for people to realize is that if you're in a state where you have to fight to survive every day, and then you not only survive, you thrive, but that fear
Oh yes.
of having to survive
Yep. You have
is
that
still
in you.
there. It's
Yes.
still ingrained, and then you still let it control you, and then some other people come in,
Yep.
they may be other race or whatever fuck. You be like, fuck, is he gonna take my money?
Yeah.
Is he gonna fucking take my money?
Yes.
Fuck, I gotta protect, man. What can I do? Tell the politician, hey, get this guy,
Yep.
get the fuck out of here. You try to do that, right? You try to form gang. You don't think oh, I got more now, I can live with less. You don't think that. You think
Yeah,
I need
never
more.
think that.
I need more shit, more iPhones, more money.
Mm.
What if I want kids?
Better
What if I want dog?
status, better that, better this.
What if I
yeah.
want cats? I need more money. I don't think we are very good at maybe I'm out of this situation already. Maybe now I need to change my game a bit. Maybe I change my approach to life. People don't think that.
Yeah, maybe then it boils down to again maybe laziness. Once you hit a certain point, they don't think about okay, now I am here in my life, what more can I do out of this? They don't see it as if I in my position develop society around me, I am now making this place better for my kids. And overall wealth will increase, overall quality of life will go up. They don't look at it in that way. It's always that short-term thing that causes the problem. If everyone were able to look at it like...
Because it's hard to have that. I think like you have to have like self-awareness, right, for that. To realize that, I got enough already. Then maybe I don't need to hoard so much.
Yeah, and also maybe like the less of self-importance.
Yeah, I suppose, like you... I met so many datos who are like, I'm gonna pull myself by the bootstrap guy. What are you doing in your life? Pour me a drink. It's like, bro, you just tell me you pull yourself by the bootstrap, then you ask me to pour you a drink. Isn't it funny?
Because I deserve it now, for all the hard work that I've done.
Yeah. So keep doing more lah. Why you want to stop?
The truly nice ones, they pour you a drink and then you find out 2 days later they were a dato.
Yeah, and they don't tell you.
What?
They don't even fucking tell you they're a dato.
Exactly.
It's also, I guess, like, we tend to help our own kind.
Yeah, why?
So, like, if you, like, in a micro sense, like, for example, Indians will help Indians.
Which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit. Or, like, Chinese people will help other Chinese people through, for example, schools and the amount of money that goes into Chinese schools. So then, like, we can just take it on another level that Malaysians are just going to help Malaysians.
Yeah.
So then these guys are like, tertindas lah. But I think the government not recognizing these guys, not putting them into like proper employment, not taxing them, for example, right? Is also causing this because
it's contributing to it.
In many cases, you see, like we talked about the Bangladeshi subcontractor guy, because these people, okay, he's not a refugee, but let's say a Rohingyan guy. For example, in Sungai Petani, again, there is the gardener that comes to my parents' house.
Yeah.
He's a Burmese guy.
Yeah.
Refugee.
Yeah.
No ID,
nothing. Yeah. These are odd jobs I was saying.
So
like this,
it's this kind of stuff that he does. And again, all this stuff, of course, no EPF. So there's no statutory saving. It's just cash.
Yep.
And these people tend to get rich quick if they are hardworking.
Yes.
Like do a few jobs and you're having a steady like few hundred ringgit a week. And then becomes, can be 1,000 a month, more than that. None of it is taxed. And suddenly they seem better off than
seem.
of the
That's the thing, it seems.
Poorer
Malaysians.
Malaysians.
Right.
But of course, these guys hustle.
Yeah.
But,
Malaysians don't see it.
if they were recognized to, for example, do that job, they would have to register for a business and pay an annual thing.
Right.
We should make the level playing field,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Playing field level,
Why is it,
So I
my
think it's
question
like
is, people like us, how old are you again?
28.
30?
30 plus.
And then what are the 50-year-olds doing?
Sorry?
The 50-year-olds sitting up there, the big brothers that we have. Why they cannot think? Why we think so much?
I think they have a different set of challenges that we are not aware of.
Yes.
I honestly think that.
That's what I also think. I'm wondering what is your problem then?
Like for
I don't know.
Like for the longest time, right? People criticized Najib and obviously he did a lot of things wrong. When he came into power and he tried to introduce some policies which I think was positive lah. It was more One Malaysia. It was more. I like that he put a goal where for the people first, and then everything else later, right? Prosperity of our people. But the thing is that if he alone thinks that where the other people in his parties are a bit more ultra conservative, it's very hard for him to do anything, even if he has the intention.
Of course.
And so I think if our top people are still stuck in that past where they are under the British and they had a hard life and then now they have an easy ride and then they still have that, they don't recognize like this is the new.
Yes.
We still
They
think,
don't adapt, like they haven't adapted to it. Yes.
so they still propagate the kind of policies, then very hard for things to change. I think that's why change takes time. Because from my own observation, the more senior someone is, if you look at your corporate structure, most of the top guys are all probably Gen X, baby boomer era, right? 50s, 60s, some of them are fucking 70s. Then they tell you, put yourself by a bootstrap, climb the ladder. Bro, what ladder? You are the ladder already, bro. You're still sitting down there, 60 plus, don't retire. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Can't push you down. How now?
Yeah, right? And these guys are all very old school. So they have very old school ideas. In some way, it balances back the very progressive ideas that the young people try to bring. But I think that's the challenges that we probably don't see.
And you will have to take that generation you know, resigning,
Yeah.
quitting.
I mean, you look at
For there to be a change, and
Yeah.
you know, we need a wave of like side sadiks in the government.
But then again, that will... Okay, the thing is, right, I don't think there's end to problems. It's just going to be different problems. And you're going to keep having to solve all kinds of different problems.
yeah.
And
It's
that's
true.
how things work.
And that's why I'm trying to plug myself here. Like, guys, please look into teaching kids
Oh, I
philosophy.
thought bioproperty.
Yeah. I was like, what you want to... What you
Like-
going to say now?
Philosophy.
Yeah,
and-
this is like
Yeah.
my idea for the longest time. Like you at least have an idea
Yes.
that all your ideas come from different times in the
Yes.
past, and like there are all these different ideas,
Yes.
and you need to
Nothing
pay.
is your own.
Yes, and like
Don't,
at least
don't think
you
you're
know
so important.
the depth. Like when someone tell me they want to be a communist, and I'm like, okay, 25 million people died. About 60 million people died in China, 25 in Soviet Russia. Obviously, it's not something that
You
is
want to
working.
aspire.
Yeah, obviously. So
Is
what
that
do you
what you
mean when
aspire
you
to
say
be?
you have communist idea? Like most of them tend to become socialists. More like, okay, we have this bunch of people, like
Yes.
yeah, they need help. I'm like, yeah, I totally agree.
Correct.
Yeah. So how do we get, you know, I said that's the thing that I talked about. Like, we are not very good at getting that out.
Do you
When
think like
people are
all these
super rich-
problems can just be solved if people just read more? Like since they were small, like just read more, read everything. Stop being defined by what just the people around you tell.
I mean, a lot
Watch
of it
more.
is like you say, like the Gen X.
Yeah.
Like baby boomers are the parents. Obviously, kids are going to learn the most from their parents.
Yeah.
So if the parents themselves are uneducated on this kind of matters,
Yeah.
it's not going to flow to the kids.
Correct.
And they would have to, you know, listen to a podcast to find out that
like the Teroka podcast, like,
migrant
subscribe,
workers
follow
can't
now.
have kids
Yes.
here.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know like they cannot have kids. What?
Yeah, I didn't know until I talked to you, man. Like
And
this whole
like-
conversation is not something that I have anywhere.
And I feel we are already like, not to like, you know, short sendiri, but I feel we're a little bit aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And we still don't know
And
so
we
much.
still don't know so much.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I keep thinking. Like,
So
how much do I not
For
know?
a lot of people out there, like, you can't really blame them as well for being like, oh, they're going to take my jobs and all that, because maybe they don't appreciate the situation that these people are coming from.
Yeah, and I think what's worth considering as well, you consider the life of a normal corporate worker,
Corporate.
corporate,
Okay.
like most of people in KL,
Yep.
corporate life, right?
Yeah. 9 to 8, 9 to 6, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no such thing lah. 9 to 5. No
9
such
to
thing
6,
lah.
yeah.
It's 9 to 9.
9 to
maybe.
9.
Can
yes.
lah,
Yeah.
can lah.
Right.
Some got no, some got. I used to be there too, but it wasn't 9 to 6 for me lah. But
Yeah.
people did.
Yeah, most people work between 8 to 12 hours,
Yeah,
right? And
Yeah.
then they have demanding boss, demanding deadlines, challenging jobs. Then on top of that, they might have a
useless
relationship
co-workers.
that they're not happy with, you know. They're stressed out at work, they're stressed out at home, and then you tell them to read about some fucking refugees, and then they're gonna get more stressed. They're like, fuck that shit. Go watch some Netflix, bro. Some Rick and Morty. Right?
And even Rick and Morty is more educational than some other crap. Like, at least it, you know,
yeah.
I like the show.
Yeah, but my point is that that's most people's life, right?
Yeah.
And then they just want to drink to forget, drink to get
Yeah.
numb, do drugs, I don't know.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
environment itself is already like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then you want to
Control
ask
And then they
them,
make
"Hey,
it worse and worse on top
help,
of that.
help some refugees, bro. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I did help my boss already. My girlfriend every day sound me, diamond ain't not big enough.
hope she
Yeah.
becomes a refugee. You know?
Oi!
Dude, that's the worst thing you can say to someone after like learning all the shit today.
Yeah,
from
that's
you. I think that's the worst
Because
shit.
your life is fucked, man.
Bro, it's the Hunger's Game, man. It's kind of like the modern version. You know, you go into a place,
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah,
earn
you don't
your
know what to do,
citizenship.
yes.
Yeah. Then you don't even know whether you can get food or not, bro.
Yes.
And then when you send your kid out to
Oh my
get
God,
food,
that's true.
you fucking don't know whether he can come back at all. Though. Because if you get kidnapped, you hope the fucking can run, you know. So you see this son can run one, you send him there. The one cannot, hey, you go to school. You're the long game.
But then, okay,
That's
let's talk about demand supply again
Ah.
now.
Huh?
If life is so shitty here,
Yeah.
why are you still coming here? Why not stay in Thailand?
It's more shitty there, bro.
In Thailand.
They're trying to kill me.
Mm.
In Thailand. You know, why not go to Cambodia and Laos and India?
Maybe they didn't
and
know
Bangladesh?
when they were coming.
Could be that they don't know the situation here. I guess
Yeah.
they don't.
They don't really know, or maybe they just don't believe.
Hey guys, do you think that's a fucked up guy who promised all these guys
Yeah.
that you are going to Europe or Australia,
Oh,
and
sure,
then dump
for
them
sure.
to Malaysia. It's
For
like,
sure, for sure. Recently, did you hear about the Sarawak? Those guys from Sarawak.
What happened?
So
oh,
they get
I saw
offered like a
bit.
job
Yes, I
by
saw.
text to say earn 60,000 a year working in hospitality industry in a foreign country. These guys went to KLIA. I think they ended up in Cambodia, stuck, no papers, detained by the immigration, and Malaysia had to like bail them out, bring them back. It was a scam. Couple of weeks later, same thing happened again. Another bunch of Sarawakian workers who some of them have already done overseas jobs like
Oh my
cleaner in
God.
Dubai,
Yes.
not nurse but
Right.
jobs overseas jobs that are well paying, more like labor jobs. These guys stuck in Liberia, East Africa, West Africa. Fuck, again scam.
Couple of Malaysians there.
So many, man, like
Shame.
20 Sarawakian guys who were going there for
Yeah.
like mining job or
Yeah.
whatever.
And these were
Turns
not
out-
desperate people.
Those guys in Cambodia, they were like in some scam. Some like call them and say need to pay this, pay that.
Yeah.
Some phishing scam thing.
Jesus. Yeah, Chinese people will have a saying, it's 买鸡仔, sell piggy.
What?
Yeah. So if like someone tell you
need to
like
sell a pig?
like you are the pig,
Oh.
yeah. You're the pig, bro. You cannot sold.
Oh.
60K you never study, what
Yeah.
60K kena 买鸡仔
You deserve it.
Because I think it happens a lot in the way back when people probably tell them like, hey, there's this new land down south,
Oh yeah.
free from war,
Yes.
come here,
Go.
right? Then become mining worker.
Yes.
And today the same shit is still happening.
In different forms.
But
So
those
the
guys
problems
that
just
come out,
change. They
those
don't
guys
end.
that come out though, the like you said, the kids that go and you don't know whether they're coming back. But those guys that make it,
Oh yeah.
like they would be,
Yeah. Somebody.
top of their class.
Yes.
Not education wise, I mean, but like
But
just
learn to
life
survive, man.
skills
Life,
and
yeah.
survival.
It is more
and-
important.
Yeah.
It's true. Like you survive that kind of crap, right?
Are there any like success stories but it's only been 4 years, right? So I
Success
suppose,
stories meaning like resettlement.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, one.
Like
your many
now,
guys.
one of the Afghan families are being resettled to Australia
Wow.
soon. She was supposed to actually go, and then her dad actually has a heart condition, so a doctor needs to be on flight. Then the doctor, I don't know what happened. The doctor wasn't available, so then it got postponed. So now we're just waiting for when.
So okay, these guys who work with you guys,
Yeah.
they're your best family or your best couple of families. How bad is their life still? Is it like what we are talking about, or
No, I think it's
these guys
okay.
have cars and
No,
they
really.
have.
The thing is, they don't even. Okay, for example, the income. Let's say your rent is 1,000. The income you make in a month is about 6,000 or 5. Very good means that you make 6,000, where 3,000 is your profit, which is 50%. So their profit is 3,000. They pay 1,000 for rent, so they got 2,000 for everything else for a family of maybe 5. So it's
In KL.
enough. Yeah, in KL. So
It's
it's
difficult though.
enough if you memang just like very basic, cook at home, blah blah blah, and enough lah to live a respectful life, so to speak. You got a roof over your head, you can feed your kids, the kids go to school, and maybe you can pay for Wi-Fi.
But school is
The learning centers, right? And yeah, like if you make the most out of it, you can get by.
But it sounds like it's just like the bare necessities though.
Yeah, it's bare necessities.
There's no mobility upwards, right?
There's no progression.
Yeah.
Not really.
There's no way that they can get a better job. There's no way that they
Yeah,
can.
yeah. So that's
why
why
the
we are
legal-
like when we like rebranded also like PichaEats also, it was more to focus on like the foods, yes, but also training the chefs, like the families, because like before this, like even when we refer to that, it's more like the Picha family, the Picha moms, they're cooking, blah blah blah. But now it's more like we just change it to Picha chefs and we are training them like with actual chefs training them. So if they were to get resettled, at least they will be able to work as a chef. Because if you're here like 7-8 years, right? If whether you were a nurse or a accountant, whatever you were before, it doesn't matter anymore. What? You 8 years, you didn't do anything. You didn't practice
Yeah,
accounting.
yeah.
As though I studied accounting. I don't even remember anything. Like, you know what I mean? And you were not employed. Who's gonna give you a job as an accountant back wherever you go? No one's gonna do it. So it's at least that the focus is on skilling them to be proper chefs if they were to go into a kitchen. And a lot of people ask this question, then what happens if, let's say now you're working towards the law getting changed, or you're working towards this, and then what happens to your business? Your business is not hip and cool anymore, right? Like if refugees now can work, then PichaEats is not cool anymore. You're not giving them like an opportunity to blah, 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 blah. But isn't that just like one problem solved? Let's move on to another one. That's how we look at it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, good lah, I solved this problem. Now it's like, now if people who want to work with us still want to cook, of course there are going to be people like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to be like everybody is like, no, we don't want to cook anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
So everyone,
Come on,
I'm going to be a lawyer now.
That's the mentality that people have. They are like, I was speaking in Sunway, I think 2 days ago, yesterday, I can't remember when. 2 days ago, this week only lah. And someone asked me that question.
University.
Uni, I was from Sunway also lah. Then they asked me this question, then isn't it like detrimental to the business? Then I'm like, change your business model.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to pivot, of course. Surely.
Everybody pivots. What are you talking about?
And there would be some group that is marginalized.
I think
that needs help.
that's the thinking that most people have.
People think that if you found out this way already, like, this is the only way you can go.
I have
There's
this business. This business should last a lifetime. Like, no, bro. Business rise and fall, you know that.
Yes,
right?
you know that, right? Like things go up and down.
Yeah.
So the business model that you guys have, let's talk about PichaEats a little bit. From a business perspective, you get, like you said, UNHCR last time gave
Before in
contacts
the
to the
beginning.
volunteers, the founders,
Yes.
right? And today, how do you guys seek for, for example,
So they
cuisines that you don't have yet? Or do people come to you?
It's more like the basic selection is more like needs basis. Like how desperate really are you at this moment in time? Like if you really have nothing, you really have this, we will work on it. Like we will see first, like, can you actually cook? Are you able to do this? And if it happens to be where you really, really cannot cook, right? No matter what kind of training I gave you, this person just cannot cook, okay? Like you ask me to paint now, you give me what kind of training also, I probably cannot paint, right? Like whatever you do to me, I will not be able to paint. Maybe 10 years later I might paint. So if it's that kind of situation, then we will try to find different avenues for them lah. But otherwise, we work on it and we try to group them. So there's like the Middle Eastern families. So you got families from Syria, Palestine, Iraq and all that. And then there's the Afghan families, they don't really fall in the Middle East. And then there is, now we have a Pakistani family. And then we got a Myanmar family. So it's, as they come, we see how.
So you have to...
Not really blocked by, not really selecting the countries. At the end of the day, there's refugees from like maybe 6 or 7 countries. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's it.
So so usually before they become a chef with PichaEats, you guys will test out the food first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
If we don't want to eat it, we won't sell it.
Yeah. So if it's sedap, then you'll be like, okay.
Okay, now improve.
Yeah. So once there's an order,
yes.
you see based on needs,
Correct.
then you get passed around the jobs.
No. So now what happens is, once they're on board, when they are onboarding, the process is like you need to go through all the MOH guidelines, you need to get all the jabs that you need to get, tests that needs to get done, blah, 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 blah. So all this is in a way also not only the requirement, it's also like an attitude thing. Right? If this family is like, will they do exactly as they need to do?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious about? If you're not serious about it, you won't get all this done.
Right,
So it's a way to test whether you are serious about
So
it.
you kind of filter out the guys who are not.
Right.
Right.
If you're not gonna get your typhoid jab, even I have my typhoid jab.
Okay.
Right. If you're not gonna get a typhoid jab, you cannot cook. That's
Right.
it. Because someone, especially if you're cooking at home, right, it's super sensitive already. And then so you need to get all these, and then you cook, and then there is a few like market tests that we go to. Which is first like internally, and then sometimes we also bring it out like for people to try out to see whether it's can sell, cannot sell, what needs to change. Yeah, can.
Yeah. Got samples today?
Yeah. I'll be eating them now. Yeah, so I mean like there's a lot of things they go through. That's why it's like the process itself, I said it takes like 3 months plus ish. Like 2 to 3 months. So and then when we start selling like smaller quantities first to see whether they can adapt to bigger quantities. Because the families that are cooking with us, they can actually cook like up to 200 people.
Whoa.
They can do it like one go, they can do 200 people. So, but when you just start, we need to test slowly.
Yeah, because it's not easy to do banquet.
Yeah, it's not
200
easy to cook
people.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. And
And
then some
the
of them that
quality-
do it, they're like moms that cook themselves. And it's
no team.
madness. Not
Just her peeling.
just do everything themselves. lah. Maybe like got kid or what, the kid might
kids,
carry stuff or whatever sometimes, but no, mostly they do it themselves.
So they are okay. So now I'm a refugee. I have now become like a chef in your lineup. Where do they cook? They cook at home. How do you make
Yes,
sure that
they cook at home.
you know? of
house
course the
audits.
jabs and all that, but then
Yeah.
like in terms of hygiene,
Like
and
house audits lah. So they have like this very, very strict thing, like they have to like make sure they got gloves on, they got headscarf on, blah blah blah, which you cannot check, yes. But on and off, like every month or so, or maybe more than that, like at least every month, like we go to their homes.
for surprise
Not
check.
necessarily us, like it can be anyone. Like we know there's an order happening at this time, so we just like go there and like we have this checklist of, I don't know, 50 things that you need to adhere to when you're cooking and stuff like that. So go check, tick, get point, and then we grade their kitchen. Like there's kitchen A, like you go to a shop, there's
Yeah,
A, B,
okay.
C,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
got that kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So we do all these kind of things so that it's more legitimate.
Yeah,
and
because-
also it's food, so it's very scary. If one thing goes wrong, then it's like everything will come crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
people are not going to be
correct.
like, this house is where the food poisoning happened. We're not going to buy from this
Correct,
house. We buy from
correct.
the other house.
Yeah.
So the risk is there. It's a huge risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one is of course the whole refugee employment thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like to put it in like F&B
Yes.
Yeah.
application, like
Maybe that's why no one
asking
did
for
it so
trouble,
far.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
so.
like
Yeah.
no one did it
Because
because of
I
that.
think one food poisoning,
Yeah.
your business is gonna take a huge hit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will be like, oh shit.
So, but it's good to know that there are these standards that you guys
Yeah.
Have to.
test and check. So my next question is that now it seems to be a very like individual thing, right? If you order my food, I get money.
Yeah. We
Like,
do try
what
to
if
balance
everybody
it out.
is just ordering mantus?
No,
know?
no,
and the
no.
Pakistani guy is not cooking his.
Okay, so this is what happens. Every family kind of got their own capacity. And that's why we need certain amount of revenues to meet the capacity. So if it happens that in the beginning of the month, right, for the rest of the month, all this Afghan food has been booked already, we don't sell it anymore. So it will get channeled to the other ones
okay,
anyway. So
okay,
in the
gotcha.
end, even like when I'm quoting stuff, like I do the customer stuff, right? Even when I'm quoting, I will know like what's the orders already in the pipeline, and I will try to like balance it out between the families. Like when I suggest menu, blah blah blah. Because like I already know this family, okay lah, this month is a bit more stable already. Let's suggest the other
Give
families
somebody
one.
else, right?
So like we do our own internal regulation. Like,
But usually when they come to you, when clients come to you, usually do they know what they want, or
Some
they
do.
just okay?
some really do. Some they're like, I want this roast chicken, I want that this, and I've eaten this before somewhere else. Give me that. I'm like, oh, too many different combinations.
Yeah, because you don't have a centralized kitchen, you don't
Yes.
have a standard menu.
Yes, that's all the challenges in the
Yeah.
operations. Yes.
Yeah, so like what if like some guy want Pakistani and Afghan food together, so you need to like get this family to
God,
cook,
if-
that family to cook.
Yeah, for catering we
Ah.
do mix, but it depends. We go by location group. So like our families got in Sri Kembangan, Ampang, Bukit Jalil. They're different areas.
Right.
So like we know which kitchens can actually do together one. Like they might be like 15
okay,
minutes away or 20
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
away kind
yeah.
of thing, where you can grab food here, grab food there, and then go to.
So you have to like, then someone
It
from
needs to
your
be in that
team
route kind of thing lah.
has to go pick up.
Yes. So
then
our
deliver.
operations is as such where we get our part-timers to do the logistics also. So like the 50% revenue split, it goes like 50% goes into all these
Yeah.
like logistics, transport, the manpower, salary, everything, tax, income tax, blah 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 blah, marketing, whatever lah.
I think it's a fantastic like social enterprise.
It is.
I tried it once at Tiffin. in
Oh
PJ,
yes, I
at
love
Gasket
Tiffin.
Alley.
Tiffin is the best
That was
place.
pretty nice. Pretty nice. I can't remember what I had though.
What's Tiffin?
Tiffin is like a food
you're
bazaar.
not hipster enough.
Tak hipster.
Come on, bro.
I think they do it once or twice a year.
Yeah.
You never invite me.
It's
Sorry,
near.
I'm
You
not
know where's
hipster
Gasket
enough.
Alley, right?
Where?
Gasket Alley. You know where's Jaya one or not?
Yeah.
Is he pretending or what? I'm confused right now.
No, I really don't know. Jaya one, yes.
At least you know Jaya. It's like next to Jaya one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, but Gasket Alley is a very cool place, you know.
Super cool. Super cool. So Gasket Alley is like, rocker, biker.
Tattoos.
Okay.
It's like they
Super
made their
cool.
own little hub.
Oh,
Not-
okay.
not hipster, but
It's just
like-
right in front of like the
No,
turning,
actually
right?
Yes,
cool.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
oh, yes.
Behind Columbia Asia, yes.
Yes.
So at the back, there's a huge like
Yeah,
event
like a
space.
container area.
So
Oh,
yeah, I
they-
had it there.
They do it there.
Yeah, I think like it's great that
Yeah.
you are giving a chance for them to hustle as legally as they can,
Yeah, as legally as they can, yes.
Yeah.
And similar to you guys, are there other people doing social
Food, no lah.
enterprises?
Food, not really.
So what
F&B,
kind of help
no.
do? Of course, there are the direct like NGOs making schools and all that for these kids, but like in terms of like social enterprise and startup kind of ideas, are there other people doing any cool
Like
things?
with the refugee community, I think there's few that focus on education. There is some that focus on arts and craft. That kind of things, yes. But it's still small.
Anyone do fashion?
Fashion, not
I
really.
imagine they can, right? Like,
God,
get
but
them to
not
do
really.
tailoring.
They do tailoring and all that.
Yeah.
But all this is very, very small so far. And again, I think at the end of the day, it's just education for people to be more conscious in where they spend their money. Right? Overall, like if you were to say like how will SEs thrive, or how will conscious businesses thrive, or that kind of things, if the people don't want it, again, demand and supply. If the people don't want it, the people don't need it, and every day they just still want to go back to H&M and stuff, whether it's fashion or arts and craft. And
Yeah.
if there is no money going into certain industries, the industry will not develop anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if the support doesn't start from like the beginning
Yeah.
itself, it's not going to become better. It will just stay at the state as it is.
Yeah, but if you talk to our previous guest, Jeremy Ong, he will tell you need to have an e-presence.
You have a what present?
E-presence.
Like on the internet?
Yes.
Yes.
You have to
okay.
be everywhere.
That is true.
You do a lot of
Need to have a
advertising.
website.
We
You have a
agree.
website. Direct everything into that website.
Yes.
Okay. All your ordering can be do there. Start
Yeah,
an
we do
e-commerce
that
page.
also.
Yeah.
Correct. Nothing he's saying is wrong.
Be 10 times more aggressive.
Yes,
Well, he's
yes.
an amazing guy, man.
Yes.
I'll be
I
releasing the
believe-
podcast. Yeah, I need to
I
release
believe
it.
all that I think is true also.
Yeah.
That's why we want that's why we sometimes join all these internet like these competitions. It gives you free press coverage.
Yes.
And
yes.
then it gets the name out there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Push
and then
it
you
to
got
the
like
top.
people, oh, this is something I don't know whether it's still on my phone. I need to show you guys this. Someone wrote in to us, I think yesterday. Oh my god, my heart.
I gotta prepare. No,
No.
Tears coming out.
Let me. No. Someone wrote in to us yesterday because a news channel covered. Okay, you don't read the name all out. So a news channel in Japan covered us, right? Covered Picha. It's NHK News, but since they covered us, it's like a few places, like few people have been writing in. Okay,
Wow.
and they sound quite. Okay, this is off the podcast. We're not going to read it out loud.
Wow. Damn, wow, that's good.
Like really impactful things that they say.
Saying thank, but it's nice though. It's putting
It's very
Malaysia
nice,
on the
yeah.
map as
Yes.
well. I feel like bangga.
Yes,
To be
correct.
Malaysian, yeah.
I think it's
What was that news article about? NHK News?
it's like Picha one. It's
Just
not an
covering,
article.
like-
They did a video. I think it's a full
Oh, wow,
slot
wow.
Documentary
that
like
they
that.
did
They
something
follow
like
you.
That. Yeah, they followed Kim, like our co-founder, like for 6 days or something. They were here,
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
and then
the Japanese.
I started becoming like,
Why?
hello, yes, hello, hello.
There you
They
go.
do that.
Kim-san.
It really they do that. It's not a joke. It wasn't
Catch that.
every stereotype. I thought it was in my head. It's a stereotype. It's not.
Yeah, it's actually a type.
It's
It's
so nice
Japanese
though.
people.
They're so polite.
Yeah.
Even in an argument, it's so polite.
Yeah,
You feel the
yeah.
tension rising, but imagine your tension is rising. You just want to slap. They're like us, and they're like so polite. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. They're super polite people, man. I had a Japanese friend. He's a shoe designer. I took him to like KL everywhere to see whether he likes something or not. He used to say, "Oishi, nice, good, everything is good." And I'm like, you never finish your coffee though. No, it's good.
It's good. It's not great.
Yeah.
though.
Then I told him to the Karimi place. This is Karimi place near our house.
Okay.
Foo, he whacked everything nicely, bro.
So you know it's really good.
Yeah, I know it's really good lah. But the coffee, he leave half of it. So I drank a few sips. It's like
What coffee you drank?
just Ipoh white coffee.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, I think like food is still nice. It's universal.
Yeah,
Yes.
And it's cool that you guys are working with
food.
That's why I
Yeah.
joined. It was for me. Actually, nothing to do with helping anyone. Being honest, at the beginning, it was okay. Maybe yes, but when I was searching, like before this year corporate job, whatever. When I was searching, it was like I wanted it to be like something to do with food. But then I did accounting, so what's the relationship? I'll be washing dishes, and then And then I was
store
like,
manager.
can be, I'll be like, I don't know what to do, like be a waitress
Cinnabon.
maybe. Then I'm like, okay, I had it to be in the food industry. Then I was thinking like, okay, like I still like businesses in general. Then I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay. Then what, do on my own, start on my own something. Then I was like, but I really cannot cook also.
Yeah.
I can cook for myself, but I don't think other people want to eat my food. Then I was like, oh, my situation becomes worse and worse. Then I was like, but then what is it to guarantee that even if I make the switch or do whatever, I'm not going to be bored anyway. I get bored very fast. Then I'm like, oh, then I must have like a reason I need to keep doing this. Then I was like, oh, maybe I need to like also do good. Then I was like, then everything, if you Google, right, you end up finding things like Kechara lah, soup kitchen lah, this and that. And the NGO part of it really is, like I said, the business part of it is very important to me. So it, somehow or another in my own head, I just made up like an SE. So when I Googled for it, Picha actually came up. Right? So whatever I built in my head was Picha.
Already built already.
Yes, was
Yeah,
Picha. So when I
right.
Googled, I found the right one, like quite, like when I got the right things that I wanted, when I searched for it, Google, thank you. Let's sponsor Teroka podcast.
Yes, please.
Man.
Come on, guys, you can do it, guys.
We just need a little bit of that marketing budget.
Yeah, just this month, no need even 1%.
Yeah, I think the whole business thing compared to just
Yeah.
an NGO or
Yeah.
Correct.
you
That
know,
was very
sharing
important
and
to me.
giving out that
Yes.
wealth.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I give, and then do what? Because I don't have this thing. I want to go out at night to distribute food. A lot of people do it. It's a good thing to do. NGOs have a reason to exist because there are places in this world where no business can do anything about it. When you need aid, you need aid. And NGOs are important to bring aid like this to them. You need the crowd money. You need people's money. But in like situation like this in Malaysia, NGOs can go to a certain extent. You can fight legally. You can fight like maybe like for their rights in general, but sustainable like right now
Yeah.
impact of how you're going to
Yeah.
live your next day, it doesn't really help.
It's like
Need
Yeah.
money, bro.
Yeah.
gap there.
That
Yeah.
gap there is still there. So it's like very important to solve a problem at the root cause was very important to me. So when I found Picha at that time, I was like, real or not? Can believe or not? And then you see the three girls' face if you go to the website. Like,
Yeah.
like these people look like my age, man. They know what they're doing. I'm really I'm like super skeptical. I'm like, if I leave my job, you know what I'm going to answer to my Indian parents? As it is, you're a disgrace. You didn't do engineering. You didn't do law.
Yeah,
you
you're
went
not a
to
doctor.
accounting.
Accounting
You went
pretty
to accounting.
respectable though.
It's still okay lah. It's okay lah.
Then now
okay?
she want to quit. What the hell we did?
Whatever she had, she wants to quit that too.
How long have you been with Picha already now?
1 year and I started February last year. A year plus. Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite fun.
Good time.
Never asked my parents for money yet. So they're okay.
Nice. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I'm sure that being in the industry and with refugees around you, with people who want to help
Yeah.
marginalized communities
good
also,
Circle to surround yourself with.
and I'm sure you get a lot of ideas as well
Yes.
of other things to
Exactly.
do outside of the food
Exactly.
realm, right?
So like you see the corporate people who are miserable, they put themselves in the wrong circle.
Yeah, I think like
and they keep staying in that circle.
it takes a while to realize, and
Yeah.
then when you realize, you need to actively get out.
Oh,
Yeah.
difficult, bro.
That is difficult, bro.
Or change
It's
things around
so
you.
difficult,
They need to do one of
especially
it.
if
Yeah.
you're damn good at your job.
Yes.
And then you draw like
Yes.
10, 12K salary a month, then you
Correct.
think like you want to quit to start a social enterprise. Fuck off. I'm like, yeah, shit lah.
Yeah,
And then
that
you know
is
like in
so-
the next 6 months I'm gonna get promoted anyway.
Yeah.
I know it's there. It's just even like for me it's like 1 more year. I think if I wait 2 more years. Okay, the way it was going, it's like wait 2 more years. I'm like, oh maybe they send me to Germany already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what's gonna happen when you know you got that certainty
Yeah.
there, right? Like for you to leave, like for me to leave was easy because from the beginning of time, even while I was there, I just know like whatever I'm doing now is just temporary. I'm just going to
Yeah.
like, test this out. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
It's fun for now, and then like I got no attachment.
But most people don't have that though.
Yeah, most people.
Because even
go
I don't
in-
have that.
most people, when you go in, you have that sense of
Yeah.
like you commit to stuff already. And for me, I kept my commitments. Like I got car, I got insurance, I got this. That's it. Like I never put in for any loan. I got my PT plan was paid off before I even left. Like in general, like I settled everything already, because I already had that. Even when I joined, my main thing was like, just when am I going to leave anyway?
Yeah.
Right? I already know this. I just don't
Yeah.
know when. So in
Yeah.
my head, I never attached myself to
Right,
this.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So I never went into the thing where this is
Yeah.
going to be my life.
I think my mistake was that I had this thinking where I want to retire early. And so I just work as hard as I can, climb as fast as I can. to get there. Then subsequently I realized that you don't want to think it that way, because after retirement you really don't fucking know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So what you really want to do is find something that you love to do
Right now.
that you can do until the day you die.
Yes.
Then you for sure have money, man.
Yeah.
You can't go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will have.
Just maybe you won't be very rich, like you won't be Jeff
No, but
Bezos rich.
it's like if you enjoy doing this is how I look at it, right? Maybe you won't make, even if you don't, if people think like, oh, I won't make as much of money, I cannot enjoy my life as much. But you really think about it, like if you really like to do what you want to do, right? Sometimes you got no time to really spend the money anyway.
Yeah.
And like
You're already enjoying yourself, you know. The whole thing is like redundant. If your basic needs are met, you already love what you do so much, then all that
don't need
extra
all
money
that
is just
extra
extra money.
fulfillment.
Yeah.
And I was listening to, I can't remember the soundbite from somewhere about this guy saying, of course you need to do something that you are passionate in or you like doing. Simply for the very logical reason is that everything you do, you're going to go through like a shitty time.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you like it, it's just going to make you, drive through that shitty time and come out. If you're not going to like it, you're going to be miserable. You're going to stop. You're going to give up. So there will be a point of time where this like big event will happen. So that's why do something that you like.
Yeah.
So that you can continue doing it for a long time.
And sometimes what you like change also.
Yeah. Then change lah. Why people have to be attached to so many things?
It's weird, right?
Anything can change. I can become a refugee tomorrow. What will happen then? No, really, sometimes I will just wonder. Because like,
Dude, I
for
feel
me,
like,
the scariest is what happened in Syria.
yeah, I don't discount that it will happen here though, because what's really concerning when this whole election was won because Mahathir was leading it.
Yeah.
And then now that the other party sense weakness, you can see they're doubling down on their rhetorics. BN doesn't want to allow more people in. They don't want to be progressive. PKR, they're all fighting among each other right now. Mahathir is trying to get like all the old guys from the BN over also, And then PAS is like, oh, we're going to double down on our religious stance. Yeah, just to show that, we can attract all these Malay voters as well. It's scary, man. If Mahathir were to die tomorrow,
Oh, shit.
the whole country is fragmented, man. Yeah, it's quite scary.
Yes.
It's quite scary. Yeah.
Very, very scary.
Yeah, and then if like someone, because you get it that you see so many different places, it all happens at the same time, right? It's always the extremists that make the most noise, and then all the people in the middle don't talk.
Yes.
So they just assume that, oh, you're an extremist,
Yeah.
right? It's like the people in the middle, I feel like need to talk more, and this is what the Teroka podcast is hoping to provide as well. Like we have moderates here, and
Yeah, and it's important to be heard.
Yeah.
And to say what you want to say.
Also, like for people who are listening to this, like it's fine if you, even at the end of this, think that you don't like refugees or you don't like the idea of giving them jobs. Like that's your opinion, lah.
It's your opinion which makes you an asshole, but but
like,
okay, you can be an asshole. I can't stop you from
we
being
also
one.
don't want to, push people into thinking certain ways. Like
Yeah.
if you think that is logical and it's rational for you to think that,
Correct.
then okay, try to convince me. Also,
Yeah, I think having a discourse, having a discussion is obviously helpful, because I don't think when people think that they don't really think. Because the only
This
real
is
way,
too deep.
Yeah,
We
because
haven't
I feel
eaten.
like the only real way to think is that if you can express it and write it down. If you don't do either of that, you're not really thinking. What you really have is like noise in your head.
Ooh, that's wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because that's what I learned from I learned this from a psychologist. I didn't come out with this shit. I'm not that smart. Yeah, so Jordan Peterson has been a huge influence in my life, and when he said that, I really realized, because if I need to understand something, I tend to talk to myself a lot.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, this is
Expressing it.
Yeah, so because when I talk, I can see it in my it's weird.
It's true.
Yeah,
It makes sense, lah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think everyone kind of does that.
and
right?
most people just have like this fleeting thought of like, I want to quit my job. Phew. My life, very stressful. Phew. The chick hot. Phew. Right? It's just things that flashing into your mind. It's like advertisement.
No
like,
one stops it.
Yeah, but then when you sit down and you talk it out, then you start to think about the subject, then it's a different thing. And yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. How long are we on already?
We are 1 minute short of 2 hours.
Wow.
I think today's conversation was quite
Insightful.
And also like I didn't see the time passing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly do.
It's a topic that I think
it
is
can
very
go on
in our face.
forever.
I think like what's really striking for me right now is the waste of talent. Because I think when I bought the food, right, it's from accountant. One of the accountants.
Oh,
it's
Dahlia.
a lady. Yeah. I
Yes,
think it's
yes,
Dahlia,
he's an
yeah.
accountant, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, what a waste of
That's the one
talent.
the husband has a master's in chemical engineering.
Ah, yes.
From
Dude,
Canada. I never studied that much.
bro.
What?
This guy
Yeah.
worked his whole life to be a refugee, bro. Think about that. Think
Yeah,
about
that's
working
what
your whole
happened.
life, climbing up,
Yeah.
and then boom, you're a refugee today. You're subhuman.
Yes.
Where are they from? Syria.
Palestine.
People look at you like you're lower class than them.
Yep. Imagine like mentally what kind of toll that will be.
Dude,
Fuck, man.
No matter how strong you are, right, it will bound to affect you some way or another.
Yeah, you will crack with.
Yeah.
Because you're somewhat brought up. If you're in a place where you have education,
Yeah.
I think you're
You already
somewhat
have a
brought
certain
up
standard.
to think that if you work hard, you get there
Yeah.
in life.
And
then
that's your
life
belief.
just slap you one time in the face, like nope, refugee.
Yes, that's why I don't want to. Like for me, right, like the whole thing is don't get attached to anything that you have, because anything can go away anytime. Like you don't know when is the next step. Like now, like when we spend time like with the families that we are working with and all that, it's like nothing. It's like you're going to your auntie's house and then you chill there. They make you tea and then I ask them like, can you make something else for me? I'm hungry now. They'll be like,
It's that
okay.
kind of relationship.
Yes.
I think, damn
At
sick.
least for me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, you want coffee? Oh, the Arab coffee is so cool.
And for them too, I mean, it must be nice to have
A semblance of normality.
Yes.
Malaysians
Right.
also who are like, I guess
So that's the thing. It's so
allowing
normal.
you, not allowing you, but like
Welcoming
accepting
you.
welcoming
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
into the space that
Yeah.
a lot of people say is not for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that like for us, three of them Chinese people, I'm Indian, they're Arabs. We like had like people coming in and out, and the strange thing is, for me, this is normal, and how abnormal it seems to everyone else. How can it be that there's 2 or 3 Chinese girls and 1 Indian girl and then one whole Arab family just sitting down there and talking about the same shit? Like we all relate to the same. They put cardamom in their biryani. Nightmare? You know this nightmare? Yes.
I don't know this.
Okay. And you know what they do? They eat the cardamom.
Oh. Cardamom is this like this big thing lah. When you bite on it, like
It's
like
like
a seed, right?
Yeah,
For
it's
me,
a seed. It's
Yeah,
that
it's a
green
seed they put
round
in
fat
biryani
seed.
one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
seed,
yeah.
right? Oh my god, they pop it in mouth. I was like,
they just chew it. Wow.
But don't you go like curious, like I always get curious when people eat the shit that I would never consider eating.
yeah, that's why I just
Then I'm like, why? How you find joy in that?
yeah.
Like let me
Yeah.
try.
But the thing is, as Malaysians, right, we eat more things than they do. Like the Middle Eastern one, when it comes to food, they're very particular. They don't eat the belacan lah, they can't eat ikan bilis lah, eat udang kering all cannot, blah 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 blah.
Pussies.
All kinds of shit cannot. They just don't like the smell. And they got very specific things that they will eat, like curry. They cannot eat spicy food. They cannot eat this. They cannot. I'm like,
Yeah.
Bro, you
and
want your
me,
ice
like,
or not?
just eat everything.
Eat all that shit, bro.
Eat everything. They will believe
Eat
you're
and love
Malaysian.
it.
But now it's getting better. Like after a while,
Yeah.
like the accountant one, she eats something. If she like it, right, she'll go find YouTube how to make it and make it.
Ooh.
Got lah beef ketchup lah, and then she made yisang lah, and then
Wow.
Seriously?
Dude, it's not easy, man.
all kinds of things. And I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah, I think we end with this little nugget. Like I was watching this other podcast. I think it's Jocko Willenick. It's a former SEAL team, USA SEAL team guy, and I think he was talking about. Do you realize that in the army, there are like black, Hispanics, whites, everyone is working together, and there's not a lot of racism,
Yeah.
especially when you're on the battlefield, because like you need to rely on that guy to like.
what's more important to you? Staying alive.
Yeah, bro, like when you're in a shitty situation, right? And what he says about unity is very interesting. I thought he said if you want to get a group of people working together from different religious background, you want to make them feel like a brotherhood, the army is the best for that. Why? Because they just give you a mission
Yes.
and everyone will work towards that.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? There's no like you can be Malay, Indian, whatever, like you're there, you need to work hard to survive, and
Yes.
this is how we all survive, and if you
It's very straightforward. Really.
yeah.
There's no like what's in it for you, what's in it for
Yeah.
me. There isn't anything in it for you
Yeah.
and me other than getting out alive now.
So I always think like, what can we do for like the country that is so strong
One
enough?
mission.
Yeah, like in Singapore, it's very easy. Majulah Singapura. So it's quite maju lah. Have you seen Singapore? It's fucking maju, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Malaysia don't have one. It's
Yeah.
like Malaysia boleh do what?
Yeah.
Boleh do what though? Right? We can boleh everything, then everyone go everywhere lah.
Malaysia boleh belah.
And on that note,
Kita pun belah. But no, yes. That's a pretty interesting. Yeah. Like, I think because we are also so fragmented.
yeah.
Yes.
Each
Yeah.
community has its own mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Correct.
But in another few more generations, I don't think it all matters though.
I feel like we should have kept Najib, man. The One Malaysia thing, given another 3 years, could have worked.
Dude, I hated the One Malaysia thing though. Because it's like this. Are you saying Malaysia's not one?
It's not.
To have a slogan, One Malaysia, are you
It's
saying
not. For sure, it's not.
It's not. I don't think.
And
it
I
is.
think it's good that they like,
no matter how.
identify the issue
Yeah.
and they're not running away from it. And
Yeah.
like it's an active, like action to merge people together.
I
and,
think the
like,
problem is that even until now, it's tolerance. It's not acceptance. People are just tolerating each other. That's it. It really, really is.
Correct.
So, I don't know though. I disagree because and I like that we disagree here. Because
Yes.
I think usually I don't find
Which makes you
people,
an asshole.
So I think shit, what's up? I'm damn hungry. Sorry.
Tolerance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, when I look at the day to day, right? Like we are sitting down here, three of us talking, obviously different. You're not saying, right?
No.
Yeah, sometimes there's rivalry between Indian people.
Yeah,
So
they
which is
think
weird.
Punjab is a different country.
Yeah, it's a weird
not
thing.
Me though, not me.
Not him though, not him though. Yeah, he find them weird. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, how are you a stupid?
yeah, and I'm not Chinese enough to know the different Chinese, maybe the Hokkien
Oh,
not
yeah,
as
yeah,
good as the Northerners. I don't fucking know. But I think like on a day-to-day basis, I don't sense a not oneness.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't sense it. So for me, like One Malaysia is nonsense. Constitutionally, it's unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when he say One Malaysia, is he saying that we are not Malaysian enough, or the policy is not Malaysian enough? Because otherwise, I don't think you need that slogan, right? I don't think we need that slogan, but we need a better slogan.
I disagree lah. Of course, this is another podcast. We actually cover a lot of this in episode 2, I think, or 3.
And which
Afiq-
episode am
Afiq
I
Iskandar.
on?
Afiq Iskandar. You're on episode 6.
Oh, okay. Good, not bad.
But see, like I see it at work,
Yeah.
and I
I
see
see
the
racial
non-oneness.
superiorities that happen in different groups. I'm
Okay, so
better
how
than
does it
you.
happen though? How, like they don't promote you, or like
No.
do they just outright discrimination, or
Okay.
Simple things from like, ajaking you out to lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm an asshole at work, huh? Let me like be self-reflective.
yeah,
on that.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Maybe I'm the fucker asshole at
Yeah.
work, and that's why people don't invite me.
Mm.
When I first joined work as well, primarily they are of one group lah.
Yeah,
Simple thing like just getting in the WhatsApp group of
that one group.
took a while. Just be, to
Yeah.
me it was definitely a race thing lah. I'm different than you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pray with you,
Yeah.
and I don't talk of the same things with you. So
Yeah.
what do you?
But I
know?
don't know. Like, I think we spoke about this before as well. Yeah, that's right. It's hard to, like, I try not to look at it through that lens.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I try
Same.
not to.
That's
Yeah.
what we all try to do. And then we forget that it exists.
I mean, it's dangerous because I've been in situations in corporate where people get passed off for promotion,
Yep.
and they think it's discrimination.
But it's not.
And these are females as well, so they
Yes.
think sexism as well. And I'm like, it's dangerous to use that as your
use that.
first lens, because
I
you want
agree,
to use the
100%.
first lens as competency. Am I
Yes.
good or not?
Yes.
Correct.
Am I
Right?
good or not? Yes, that's
Yeah.
the first lens you need to ask.
Am I good? Then the second, do my boss think I'm good or not? I think
Yes.
I'm good doesn't mean shit.
Yes.
Your boss have to think you're good.
Correct.
Right? So like
Correct.
Do you pass through that things first?
yeah, and
Yes.
social thing like lunch, I've encountered this kind of situation before, and also the same thing. I don't know lah. I
agree,
don't know.
I agree.
But I don't dare to say like
And-
it's racism. I
Yeah.
just don't want to, because maybe it's just like I don't speak. It's very obvious I don't speak Malay that fluently. I don't even speak Mandarin that fluently anymore. And sometimes I don't get invited because they just don't feel like I'm one of them. It's weird.
Which is, I mean, isn't that racism then?
I don't feel like
Because I like, for example, like you said that I had Malay friends who, scholars, educated overseas, can speak English. They get discriminated for not being
Malay enough.
like,
The other, not
like
being that enough. Yes.
And it's not just Malays,
Same.
please, it's Indians and how Indians supposed to be, and if you're not, then you're out of the group
Chinese
kind of
people
thing.
also say,
Chinese people, it's
the same thing.
But I don't feel like there's discrimination. Like I want to use that very carefully because I feel like people, if you make everything sound so dire, like there's different shades of it. So I give you one example of what I actually heard from a friend, and she told me it's racism. Okay, she was flying to Shanghai, and then there is
Okay, let's decide whether it's not.
Huh?
We take a vote, right? Is that the story?
Whether
No,
it's
no, no,
Is that
racism
the
or
story
not.
whether it's not? Yes.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Because it's obvious that I don't think it is. There's an Indian family that went up,
Okay.
and then the guy at the counter just went like, if flight to India is over there.
Okay.
Okay? She told me why he just assumed
Yeah.
it's racism.
Okay. Is this racism? Oh my God.
Is this racism or not? Because it's very hard to draw the line, isn't it?
Is this racism or not? It's based on assumptions.
It's stereotyping.
It's stereotyping. It's not
It's
racism.
stereotyping, racism.
Is it discrimination? Discrimination easy lah. Is it discrimination?
I think it can lead to discrimination.
I don't think it's discrimination.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
not.
it's racism, but
Yeah.
it's stereotyping.
Yes.
I
Which
give
can
you-
then lead to other things.
I give you another example.
It's like the gateway drug.
Close to me, home.
In Sungai Petani?
Not so good. This time it was in evil KL, right? Where there are no morals and like. So
Okay, kampung boy.
I signed up for Unify. Not Unify, Streamix.
Oh, back when, right? This is when.
No. Sorry. Unify.
okay.
I was on Streamix.
Oh, thank God.
I was on Streamix.
Switching to Unify.
In Bandar Utama, hello. Okay, it was a Streamix going to Unify, and you get Hip TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a package.
Yeah.
Preset.
Yeah.
You can choose from 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll give you the Indian one. Indian
When I got
package.
my statement, it's the Indian pack. And
This is what I want to watch.
no, I'm serious. Like there is a jade pack, there is a
Jade pack.
Varnam pack,
Yeah.
and there's something else, right?
The English pack.
The Malay one.
Oh,
so
okay.
Malay, Chinese, Indian.
Oh.
And me being
There's no neutral one.
there's no neutral one. So me being Singh,
Yeah.
to whichever TM salesman, operator, whatever, assigned the Indian pack to me
Without asking you.
without asking me.
See, that's what I feel is
See,
wrong.
that's stereotyping that I
Yeah.
feel is unnecessary.
Yeah, it is unnecessary.
It's not racism.
It's not racism.
If you give me like less channels than
Correct.
somebody else, then
That's
there's
racism.
Yes.
That's discrimination.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this happened, and I went onto the customer service and I said, why did you give me this pack?
I think they believe it's truly good customer service that they did.
Exactly.
I anticipated his needs
Exactly.
before he knew it.
Yeah.
I literally have it saved on my computer. that chat, and the guy was like, "Oh, because you're Indian, best if you take the Indian channel." I said, "How do you know? How do you know if I'm like maybe I done I'm
He
like
grew up in
Malay?
Sungai Petani. Maybe he's Malay inside.
Maybe I don't know
Yeah.
how to speak any
Yeah.
Indian language.
Yeah.
Like nothing was wrong in their
Yeah.
view.
I feel like, why is this guy fighting with me? I thought I did a good thing.
Yeah. I feel like
That's
that.
not discrimination.
Yeah, I feel like that's ignorance.
Yeah, that's ignorance.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's racial ignorance.
Which can get dangerous
Yeah, I mean,
depending on the person itself.
if I want to use the word if I say tell someone like someone is racist towards me, they have definitely said something offensive.
Yes.
And they've definitely said it out of malice
Yes.
because I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
In these kind of cases, I feel like it's all just ignorant. Like you're blind to the fact that Indian people do Indian things.
Yes.
What the fuck
What
is
is
Indian
that?
things?
Yeah, please explain this to me.
Yeah.
Because no
Right?
matter what you find and point out, right, I can find another race that does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
like,
that you haven't stereotyped that there.
if a group of Malay guys don't invite me for lunch,
Yeah.
I feel probably because they think Chinese have to eat pig,
Yeah.
which I got.
Which is ignorance again.
I got Malay friends who actually think that.
Yeah.
They don't invite me for lunch because you like to eat. You want to go to pig place, right?
I'm being
like,
considerate towards you, you know.
it's like, I go
want
to
to stop
mama,
you.
right? You know I go to mama, right? Like it's one of those things that I feel like needs corrected.
Yes.
But it's not racism, lah, I
Yes.
feel.
Okay, racism, for example, is this. So when I was 9 years old, okay, this one is racism or religionism, whatever the word is, right? So I'm like 9. Okay, I don't remember like my school and where this happened and everything. So I don't know whether you guys went through this. There is this weird thing where in agama class, or it's a class where everyone is together, where they show you pictures of hell.
I never been to that class, but okay.
Jesus.
No,
Pictures of
it's like
hell.
it's the Islam class,
Ah.
right? But I don't know why everyone was in this class at this time. But they were showing you like if you don't follow the religion, then you will go to hell. And there's videos of this, like hell videos that is like CGI stuff. But to a 9-year-old, okay, so this thing right is very weird. And I know this is not my memory because my people who went to the same school as me remember this.
Right.
But we just cannot, because it's so long ago. We cannot remember why. Because it's definitely like some agama thing, right? It's not like, I don't know whether it was meant for everyone or not, or we were just the children that played truant that decided to sit in class instead of go to the other class you're supposed
Or maybe
to
the
go.
teacher want to save these kids.
Yes. So we don't know what happened. It's like a blank, there's no context to this, but that was happening.
But somehow you're there.
We were there, okay, this happened already. We watched this thing and we were like, oh my god, everybody who's non-Muslim going to go to hell. But I mean, that's every religion says that kind of shit anyway, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So whatever, okay, then in the end, everyone's going to go to hell. What the hell? So this video thing played and a few days after that, like when you're like India, like when you're small, the parents put a potu here, one.
Yeah.
I mean now also you can put it's your choice, right? But when you're small, they just put it in your car. This girl came up to me and she looked at me and said, "You have to take that off," right? I was like, "Oh, okay, why?" And I'm like, now because you said that I have to take it off, I'm not going to take it off. Right? Because you told me that. I'm like already like, okay. Yeah. Oh, if you wear that, nanti you masuk neraka. You're 9 years old, no? And I'm like, kenapa saya mau masuk neraka? And I was like, sebab you pakai tu lah. Kalau you pakai itu, you jadi orang yang bukan Islam kan, you masuk neraka. And she's telling me that I am going to go to hell. Then I'm like, I was like, I'd rather masuk neraka. If you are going to go to neraka with me, you're not going to come there, right? You think you're not going to come there, right? I'd rather go to hell. You don't need to be with me. I just told her that and I just walked off because I was like, so. This was the only one time in my life I was almost offended. And I was just confused about it because like, wait, what just happened?
It is ignorance, It is ignorance,
Yeah,
and also
But it's a kid.
It's the parents and the teachers.
It's not really discrimination at the same time because he come from a good place, He doesn't want you
It
to
feels
go to
like
hell,
that.
right?
No. I think
But
she's
at the same-
intending, like she's telling me that you will go to hell. You better come to my side now. I'm scaring the shit out of you. Like it wasn't in a good.
But it wasn't like Indian being Hindu is bad.
Yeah, it wasn't like
yeah,
that
it
either.
wasn't like outright like.
It was more like
you're
I am
Hindu,
the best one now. You need to join me now so that
Yeah.
you don't go to hell now. I'm trying to
But
save you.
I have kids who tell me that when I was like 14 as well. This guy just came up to me, "Oh, you don't believe Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior? You're going to hell, kid."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shit! If I only knew this line back then, I would use it." Because when I know this line, no one says this shit to me to my face, right? It's like, bro, if you go to if you don't go to hell, then where you gonna find your friends, bro? You gonna go be in heaven alone, bro?
Like, for me, just like mind blowing. It's like, what did I just hear?
Okay, so
Bye, guys.
it's been a fun talk.
It's been very fun.
And
Yeah,
I'm fucking hungry right now. Let's go get
Yes.
some food, man.
me too.
What's
me
good
too.
to eat?
Yeah.
Please tell me there's something nice to eat.
I have plans
Okay.
that I will share with you all after
Okay.
the mic
Okay,
is
okay.
switched off.
Okay, let's turn this shit off. Thank
Okay,
you so
off,
much.
off.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you, bye.
Sorry. So let's plug you in as well. Where can people find you? How do people
Yes.
order?
So you go to PichaEats.com. PichaEats.com. PichaEats on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes. Just remember PichaEats.
So you can order for your next party, your
Yes.
next
We do
office,
everything from your
whatever.
kenduri to your office dinner to 10 people to 1,000 people. If you want to eat, you can call us.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Wonderful. And your name is
Logeetha.
Logeetha. And specifically, what do you do again at Picha?
Sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing, and also, I guess now, corporate communications. You should add that
Good
to
new
your
job role,
CV
man.
and get another
We
raise.
got too many lines in our CVs, all of us.
Okay.
Okay, brilliant. Fantastic.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.
Take care.